inside. Picking up his pictures. Yeah, we're getting the ticket to go back to Tokyo for the night in the hotel. We'll be editing all this to
I'm with a cold sweat.
Hot sweat, mate. You said this were going home with you. 600 quid, wasn't it?
What? How much? Hey, oh, did you hear that?
No.
He said 600. Robin, that was a first time thing.
20 seconds.
Right, if I bid again, are you going to bid any more?
He's
got that stone cafe Chinese.
10, 9.
Well done, mate. Well done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
But then, do you not get? If you get a swipe, do you not? Does it not start to build up down?
Sorry, I had to do it.
You've eaten everything I've ever built on a slope, mate. Oh, look, we're in. He's in.
There's me thinking, they'll never know. I'll just get the sign switched on.
Too late.
And we went live. Still, excuse me 1 second.
You all right, Matt? Recovered?
Never mind.
What a wicked.
Go out.
Take it Pam's not listening then.
She's here. She's feeding the puppies. Oops.
Did you have a eventful weekend, gentlemen?
Yeah, it was really good. So smart, meeting all those different people, having a laugh, learning one or two bits, which we can talk about later. It was BKKS. Did a good job.
To be fair, guys, that's one thing I would like to start the evening off with. Congratulations to the BKKS for putting on an extremely good event. It was a belting weekend and looked like it was pretty busy, wasn't it? Both Saturday and Sunday.
Well attended.
Yeah, some fruity fish as well by 37 vats that spawned in, apparently, something like that, which was a lot
Too
of
many,
vats
that's the problem.
Yeah, a lot of vats that got a bit of the old water changes, triggered them all off to do a little bit of spawning, which was probably even made things even more difficult for the guys to have to clean up all that lot afterwards. But
yeah, one negative, but apart from that, there's nothing they can do about it, is it?
Yeah, so, I mean, that's one of those things, isn't it? It's just the nature of the beast, different environment, different temperatures. It was extremely warm on Saturday, and I guess with the water changes or the water fluctuations been flowing through, that just got them to go.
It's funny because Sean that came up with me, he was adamant that he would not show his fish. Sean's one of the fishes at Tanto show that we bought in Japan. He was adamant that he would never ever take his fish to the show. Within an hour of being at the show, that's it. I'm going to go next year and we're going to take all the big girls and we're going to show them off. But when he woke up on the Friday morning, he walked out to his pond and it's just alive. All of them are spawning. And it's like, what would you do if you wake up the day of the show, you're planning to net them all up, and they're all going for it. You wouldn't be able to do it, would you?
Yeah, you can't, can you? You start disturbing them through that kind of thing, then I think you're going to be in a bit of trouble. Probably end up losing fish with stress of it and everything too. So.
Well, I guess once you started laying the eggs, you couldn't put them into a bag and transport them, because you imagine the confines of 300,000 eggs all laid in a bag. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought they would make it.
No. Does a fish that needs to spawn, female fish obviously, that needs to spawn, tend to look better if they lose that extra weight in preparation for a show? You know, if there was almost at that point, would they look better if they'd done it a couple of weeks beforehand and perhaps maybe lost a little bit of that extra bulky carrying weight? That might have made them look a little bit more.
Not
True.
really. No, they don't. You spend all that time building up. They don't look any different just before, a week before, or whatever. They're carrying eggs. It's just that change of environment. So you'd be seriously unlucky for them to start spawning in your pond. It's the trigger of going to the show vat. So that is the ultimate shallow pond, change of temperature, change of water chemistry, put them in that environment. That is the triggers we use to spawn them at work, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, so
I remember you saying last year, Rick.
Yeah, you are just putting them fish that are being kept in such constant environment where they won't spawn. You're literally once a year putting them into a absolutely bob on
Perfect environment.
trigger environment to do it.
Yeah.
It is weird because I've never had, apart from one instance, never had any of my fish spawn in any of the ponds. But then Sean's got them to spawn in there. But then the back end of his pond is all weeds, sort of semi-recess fixed to the side. And whether that just the ability to have something to spawn in is a trigger enough to get them going.
At least it's one of the triggers. Yeah. So I mean, if you didn't have that, chances are they wouldn't spawn. That isn't it. It is one of the triggers. But you know, it's 6 environmental triggers. That's one of them. Put them in show vats is covering 2 or 3 of them. You know, it is what it is. Just, if the temperatures were, unfortunately, they would just bob on for it, wouldn't they?
What amazed Helen that was with us was the height that the boys could actually fire their semen up on the vats. You could actually see where it was coming out over the top, which is pretty potent. To say
I think that's more of an assistance from a flick of a tail, though, isn't it? It's not so much of as a "Hey!"
It's like in your eye.
Don't go near it. But yeah, that's just one of those. It's just one of those things, isn't it? That's the worst I've ever seen it for that happening. But that's probably the warmest. One of the warmest.
It's probably the warmest shows I've ever been to. Any that is for sure. But as Aaron said from Umbercoy there, the guys were on it pretty quick, and they didn't leave it looking for a mess for long, which is true. They didn't. Yeah.
No, it's fair play on it, but it's so when you've already got so much work to do, to have 20, 30 vats decide to start spawning. So you've got water quality problems, water clarity problems, then cleaning the vats after.
Yeah.
That's probably doubled their workload.
Yeah,
for the
very
weekend.
much so.
And if imagine you build your fish up for months in advance to get them to look good, and then more than they're being judged, more than they're being judged, they're losing all that body weight and conditioning. It's a bit of a gutter, isn't it? But I haven't got the door handle anyway. Matt had it last. I hope he returned it.
Did you pass the baton? So to speak.
I woke up in the morning and it was on the end of the bed. It was almost like a bedside trophy of wicks.
Skills.
Edward says, hello guys, nice to meet you all. It was a banging show and cost me a few quid. Yeah, I think it cost a fair few people a few quid, mate, that weekend.
Well, isn't it? It's an event. If you've got to travel, you might as well stay. And then if you're going to buy stuff, some of the stuff's cheaper there, isn't it? You're going to buy your food and whatever. Why not?
I thought while we'd got, look at me with Christmas glass, sorry. I thought while we were on the subject of the koi show and the koi scene, and how much of, and I'm not going to take anything away from the BKKS, but for myself, being there and being involved in it this time, I got to see it from a different perspective and seeing it as in just what's involved for a trader. And damn, guys, I didn't expect as much preparation. I mean, obviously, if you're going into the preparation side of things, you're going right back to the fish being handpicked and everything over in Japan, bringing them over, quarantining them, and then getting them all ready for going to the show, so that all those fish from different breeders can be mixed together, different vats with whatever and whatever and whatever. All those fish have got to go through all that process. I knew that was up and coming because I'd been told about it. But then getting to the show and putting all the show together, getting there ready first thing on a Thursday to set up it all, get the vats filled. Friday, then bringing down the fish, getting them all in. Saturday morning, getting up and doing a water change on them, ready for everybody to come around and look again. Thursday evening, closing down. Saturday evening, closing down, making sure everything were right. So we went overnight, and then changing water again to go straight in again Sunday morning. So people, there's a lot more to it. And then when you've done all that, you've still got all that lot. Close the doors at 3:00. You still got all that to put away. You still got all those stock items, all those consumables, and everything else that you've taken down there. All your live goods. All those have all got to be boxed up, packed up. And then all your stuff that you've had them all in is all going to be boxed up, packed up. Then your vehicles all got to be loaded up. And then you've got to take them all back. And then when you get back, you've got to strip them all back out again and go through all the process of acclimating and putting them back in and going through it all over again. It is one hell of a mammoth task. And there's a lot to be said. There's a lot of breeders and dealers go down there year in, year out. And personally, although the BKS do need a lot of praise for it, I don't always necessarily think that the dealers get enough as well, because they do equally a colossal task. Not as big as what the lads at the BKS do, obviously, but it is a lot more involved with than what I ever expected. And it was a bit of an eye-opener. And very enjoyable, but goddamn hard work. But worth every minute of it. Worth every minute.
It's basically a full week's work, isn't it? That's what
yeah.
You're paying staff. That is, so every person there, from leaving your establishment to setting up, all the way through to getting back, is basically a full-on week, isn't it? So if you've got 4 staff, that's 4 weeks' wages, plus everything else, transport, extra vans, all the rest of it. But I think a lot of people look at the dealers and think, well, they're there making a killing, making loads of money.
They're really not.
But they're not, because they're having to be competitive price-wise and everything else, aren't they? So
yeah, exactly. You've
got
to be.
You don't sell. If you don't sell, the whole thing's pointless.
That's it. Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, that's off to all you dealers. That's off to all the volunteers. You have my thanks, and obviously the public's thanks for all the hard work and efforts that you put in to put that show on, because it was a good show. It was fantastic. People enjoyed it. The weather was brilliant. The atmosphere was great. And a fair few new show entries got a fair few good results. So congratulations to all those people that did some first time showing and got some good results from it as well.
Yeah, young champion, adult champion, plus a whole host of other prizes. It's one of those things, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Having new blood coming in is great, but a lot of the bigger, better fish in terms of the jumbo sizes, whatever, there's not going to be that many new people turning up with them.
No, that's going to be something in it that I'll take some progression, and well, hopefully, some of these people that have done well with some of these fish keep growing them and keep bringing them back year in, year out. Well, hopefully we'll get to see them progress and blossom into some of those grand champion size fish.
Do you think that we've got too many categories and sizes though?
No, it's got to be done. You can't. It's done for a reason like that, So there's, I don't know, it's 300 odd awards, isn't there? It's a lot. if you take out all the sizes and all the categories, and there is a lot of awards, but so there should be at the end of the day.
Yeah, but and I'm not belittling, so I do not want to be shouted at on this one. There was there was, I think, 18 categories that if you'd actually taken a fish to, you would have won an award.
Yeah, but that's part of what there's
18.
What do you do about
How
that?
many categories is in total?
39, I think it was.
So technically, that's.
But that's always been the case. If you take the only size 1 Becco, then
But how can
Winner.
Well,
that's just the way it is. That's
But
why
that's the chance. You don't know you're going to be the only class
there was
one.
No,
I think there was more smaller fish there, but at the end of the day, that's where if you've got a 60 centimeter kahaku that takes a prize, that is because you're up against that many more fish. It's a bigger thing, isn't it, than taking size 1 Becco or size 1 or whatever that's not up against a lot. But you've got to have those prizes. If people take those fish, as long as they're worthy and healthy, then what do? You can't just start turning around and go, well, actually, there's not many Beccos in size 2, so we won't give out any awards.
No, so why don't you on, say, the Becco, we stick on the Becco, so not sticking with the Becco in the sense of picking on the Becco, but we stick with it. So why on the Becco, and there was actually the Tancho was a good example. So if you took a Tancho along at size 1, you would have won a 2nd or 3rd place without fail.
Yeah,
So
but
why,
that's just the way it is, isn't it?
but why don't you then categorize size 1, 2, 3? Because then you would have a collective of 10 fish and then make the award. I'm sitting on the fence on this one. I'm just putting it over. Why don't you are first place in size category 1, 2, and 3? Because then you
at the end of the day, a size 1 fish has got no real chance of beating a size 3 fish regardless anyway. It's just
it has, if it's taken into account that it is a size 1.
Yeah.
And on the larger ones, you could say that the size 1 would be a better fish than the size 3 because it hasn't matured. And I knew Mr. Tate was going to say it. Mr. Tate knows what else I could say, but I'm not going to. But why not?
Because you can't judge a 20 centimeter fish against a 45 centimeter fish. It's just
No,
not.
but to say you've won size 1,
it takes all the effort out of it, doesn't it? Sorry, guys, I couldn't be asked to grow mine to 78 cm. I just grew mine to 20. Sorry.
The only way you can
against this.
what you're saying, right? So the only way you could potentially do it is if there's not enough fish of a variety and a size. So if there's not, say, 8 fish of a variety and a size, there's a bit of competition, then you only have first place or whatever. So only the best fish of that wins. There's no seconds and thirds or whatever. But at the end of the day, they've got a structure that works. Okay, it doesn't work for all sizes. You're never going to have 20 fish in every size and every class. Otherwise, you're at the All Japan. The amount of fish to do that is crazy, isn't it? So there's always ongoing talks about it, and Becco quite often gets dragged up because there's not a lot of them shown in any size.
Yeah. But it'd be like going to Cross and winning.
Go where?
Cross.
Cross. Sorry, I hadn't been there.
Crufts.
And winning the best dog in show, but there's only
is that a new dog show? Crafts.
Yeah, Crafts.
That's where you get. It's the posh one.
Are they all made out of origami?
I mean, it's one of them things, isn't it? They look at this stuff, and if there's enough years when there's not enough fish of a variety turning up, then I'm sure they'll do something about it, won't they? Because what you don't want to happen is a really rough example of a fish winning first place because it's the only one. But you've also got to merit the people to take fish to the show, regardless of what they're like. They're pride and joy for most people, isn't it? So,
and I think that's where if you had, and I don't know how many there was, but if you had all the people that wanted to show this year, able to show, then you would have had a bigger collection of fish, allowing then that probably all categories would have been properly represented, and you wouldn't have had a case where one fish was entered and one fish come first place.
But you're always going to get that. If you manage to turn up with a size 7 goshki, you're going to win that category or whatever, because you're going to be the only one there with that sort of type of fish or whatever it is. We talk about the small sizes, but it also includes the big sizes, doesn't it? So there's not a perfect way of doing it. And if you doubled the amount of vats and just let that many people show, that the quality of fish, chances are, would take a bit of a nosedive, wouldn't it? And you do go there to see the best fish. Yeah,
which is obviously what Crafty was talking about previously, where you've got to be careful with the caliber of fish that are arriving there, because definitely this year there was a lot less bigger fish shown than normal.
Yeah, there's more small fish, but that's yeah. But it's difficult. In days gone by, you'd have to go to a small show to do well to then get the chance to go to the national. But there's just not enough people showing fish to do that, so they've had to open it up to everyone. You can't judge people's fish, can you?
Nigel said, Matt, it would not work. People don't know what they're up against, neither do the BKS until Friday night after they've all been loaded on the system after benching.
That's the thing. Again, you can't. If everyone had to submit photos of their fish beforehand, that's, you could get, on one hand, you could wheedle out the lower quality fish, but actually photos are really difficult to see what the fish are like. You just got to work with what it is. It is what it is. At the end of the day,
broke, Matt, why change it? Why fix it?
Guys, I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not saying change. I'm not saying change it, but I am thinking, because I had 3 or 4 different people that said to me exactly the same as what I'm commenting. If you've got only 2 people in the size 1 and 2 people in the size 2, why don't you put them together? Because personally, and this is me as a hobbyist, I would prefer to be the winner or third place of 6 fish than what I would be when there's 3 fish in the show.
I get what you mean. You would rather be up against a broader spectrum of competition than just A or B.
Yeah, but what a
so we've now seen what it's like.
You could have been.
You can't. If you've got customers that want to go, you say, well, take size 1 Tancho, size 1 Asagi, size 7 Kajaku, and they're all going to be, if you want to take prizes, they're targets that they can hit without as much competition. Don't take a size.
If I'd have known, I could have entered a Beko to be the 3rd one.
Yeah,
in size.
I got 4.
I got one for it. Now then, I've got a quick question for you, and I don't know, right? Is it classed as a size for the category, or does it also have to go on the age of the fish? Does it matter if you had got a class 1 size Beko, which was actually like 5 years old?
No, I could have
age means nothing.
I could have a size 1 8-year-old fish.
Mate, my farm's full of them. But yeah, that's the whole point. It's purely about the size of the fish and what it looks like. So a 2-year-old fish at 20 centimeters is probably going to beat a 1-year-old fish at 20 centimeters because it's going to look more developed. It's going to look better as a small fish. But that's, if you want to show in the smaller sizes, Lee's a prime example. He took smaller, there's a lot more small fish. Someone like Lee's taken 17 little fish, didn't he? Last year he took big fish. Completely different kettle of fish. So there's people that would have taken small fish that would have done well. Suddenly you got someone like Lee that's got the quality in the body on these little fish. You're up against a much harder bunch of fish. It's how it should be, isn't it? If there's competition in all the sizes and all the categories, that'd be great.
Please put that. It's nice that some of the not so top show koi get chance to win a rosette. We're not dishing out huge trophies to everyone. I think when if you go and you enter a fish and it's your first time, or if it's your third or fourth time, but it's the first time you take that particular fish, and you've been impressed with it, and you're like, and you've been happy with it. If you went up against somebody else's fish in the same category, even if there is only one or two, or three or four of them, it's still the best of them fish on that day, isn't it? And that's you've still got to walk away from that with a bit of pride because you beat your competition.
It is Mastercards, and I'm not letting anybody.
No, I know you're not, man. I know you're not.
The award. And to say how much it does promote the hobby is my customer took 5 fish along. Yes, they did win 3 awards, but they've come home and they've made a list of 18 fish that are now sold and gone out of the pond because they don't meet the criteria or capability. And they were. And they probably wouldn't mind me saying, fudgies of the pond, to make room to buy some new fish to put in there to take along and represent that category next year. So, yes, it does work. And, like I said earlier on, hit my hats off to BKKS. They did a fab job, and I love it. But I do wonder when you've got a...
What's that saying? Anything and everything that's said before or after a boat is...
I'm saying it really quick so it confuses the shit out of everybody. But I do think if there's a category that hasn't got a good representation on the size, that perhaps they amalgamate it and make a judgments to obviously the different sizes, different quality. Because I don't see the point if you've got one category there that they had, I think it was 3 fish represented over the whole size. Well, why would you award a first, and a first?
Oh, nice. Right, let's share this. Is this what you sent me as well, Matt?
Oh, don't line me in it. Yes. So if you look on the Hikari Itsuri, there's only 2 represented sizes.
But people should take note of that and go, well, actually, let's...
Next year, pick yourself a fish that's in that less crowded category. It's not manipulating in any way, shape or form, is it? It's literally giving yourself a little bit more of an opportunity to come away with a prize. If you, you're going to be struggling to get, like...
There's only one Shishui. There's one Asagi in size 7. That fish was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And if you had 10 fish there, that fish would have... It's one of those things. That guy's taken that fish that is 92 centimetre Asagi or whatever. It would have beaten anything hands down. Okay, it's one. It's the only one. Which way do you look at that?
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Rick. I'm not belittling anything that anybody done. But on that instance, why didn't they put 6 and 7 together?
Because that particular fish would have smashed anything anywhere. It was insane.
So again, we've got the same again in a size 6, 1, and a Becco only the 1, and then again Utsuri Mono only 1.
It's 38
for a shower in the size 6. So this
38 categories or sections there that would have taken an award if you took a fish.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
That means if people knew this kind of thing, that they could have a go bringing their fish along and know if there's very little competition in there, they're going to walk away with a rosette.
Well, I reckon I'm going to have some big sales on the old Hikari Itsuri soon. It's going to be some like I've got loads of them.
But it's
Quarimono size 7. Quarimono seems to be.
It's one of those things. Some fish you just to get to that extra
big size, yeah.
Gimrins, there's none that big. Mate, Komomri is it's one of those, isn't it? You've got a lot to change. It's taken years to get a set of rules, isn't it? And to go, actually, let's just change it.
No, but there's I know what you're saying, Matt. I mean, there's means to manipulate the system.
So how? There's a question,
Not to manipulate, but take use of it to your advantage. If you've got a fish in those categories that are shallow competition,
I feel like I'm going to get shot down for all the questions I'm asking, but I'm only asking because I want everybody to understand it. So when you go to the next show, which is what Crafty was talking about, starting off going to one of the smaller shows, if they've got the same categories, same size groups as what obviously the BKKS, because the BKKS has, how does that cope then when you've got a half of the VATs or half of the entries?
Twice as much chance of winning.
Yeah, I know.
But that's how it is, isn't it? You've got you can't compare certain varieties. It's almost impossible to judge against each other.
oh, hello.
No idea. It is difficult. Some varieties are perhaps less popular. It's quite weird how few, like say, you'd think that some would be much more or much better represented, and seeing that there's certain fish that are quite easy to take to a show. I think the problem with you sort of black-based metallic fish, people don't want to take them to a show because they look amazing until you put them in a blue vat and then they look shocking. And so you've got an issue there with that variety that there's not, if you've got a great kin show in your pond and then you put it in a vat and it looks horrible, it still might take a prize, but they just very rarely do they look good in show vats. That's.
But it doesn't matter if there's anyone there anyway.
I'm going to be completely honest with you, gentlemen. I didn't even get to see more than 15 vats of fish this year. I never even got the chance to walk around evening when people were benching or the morning after. I mean, I guess I probably could have had a quick blats round it all, but I thought, this year I'm going to do it from the other side and just see what it's like this way and see, obviously what I think to it. It was, for me, it was a refreshing change, not to be behind a camera and not to be filming it all. So it was nice to be able to sit back and watch some of the other content that's being put out.
What time did you actually finish on the Sunday night, guys?
Sunday night, I got home at 10:15.
So this is a good point for Marco in Scotland. The distance, we left here at 10 o'clock in the morning and we didn't arrive there at 5:30 that evening.
Wow.
Imagine the logistics to take fish from down here in the south.
Yeah, that's the only trouble. It's too far, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That hangabout. See, there we go. Look, if only one in its class, if it's a poor standard, we can place it second. So you come second to your own fish. That's a kick in teeth, that, Alan, but yeah, there you go.
But the wording there, we can. Why can't we can make that? Alan's going to shoot me for this. Why can't we can, BKKS, make the decision that if there is only one fish in that category, that two sizes or three sizes put together and a good representation of that award? Because is it good for the hobby? The hobby is showing that a fish that is of not of a show quality, I'm being really careful because I do not want to offend anybody, that isn't of show quality, gets an award of first place or second place when it shouldn't be. If it had good representation, it wouldn't get a sniff.
If you want me to put it into layman's terms, if you're saying if somebody took a shit fish, even if they can give it a second place, He doesn't even really deserve a second place. He still gets an award when it really isn't good enough to be shown in the first place.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you later. Bye.
Love you. Love you, mate.
There you go, bud. Sent.
God, I'm in trouble now, aren't I?
She's still
Zoe's trying to phone me from the hospital. I was like, I don't recognise that number.
But she still loves you, Rick.
Doubt it. Not today.
She did. She said it. Love you.
I thought it was you saying
The
that.
whole world heard her say, "I love you, Rick."
Well, she should do. I'm a man.
She did have. She did have.
Evening.
Oh, no, hang about. Sort yourself out. What's that?
Get your steam out your lens.
You're a live streamer yourself, and it comes up.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's only a quick one because I'm sat here listening, and as someone that's shown and someone that shows a Becco, there was more Beccos this year than there ever has been at the BKKS. Last year I took first in size and class. This year I took third. Am I bothered? No, because mine weren't as good as them. But last year, whether it was the only one there or not, it was still a Ginrin Becco. It deserves an award because no fucker else has sent one in, have they? So if there's no competition, why should they then get chucked into a size class where they're not going to compete? You cannot compete a size 1 between a size 2, which is why you speak to most of the people in the show scene. They will tell you to aim towards the top part of each category to have the best chance of competing. So how is it, like Rick said earlier, how is it fair to put a 15 to 25 centimetre fish up against a 25 to 30 centimetre fish? Two completely different fish.
Chuck a
I think
Simpson.
I think the word allowance was used, Vince, to say that consideration has got to be made for the two different sizes so that when the judging is done, they can do that, considering that the fish is this size against this fish, then we make an allowance for that fish. Like I said, Vince, I wasn't belittling you or anybody else.
No, I wasn't saying that. I was just trying to put point across. Last year, I got first in size and class because I was the only Becco at the show. This year, I counted more than 8 Beccos at the show.
Nobody, Vince, again, you've jumped on it.
So when I started looking round, I knew I was nowhere near getting a fucking first in size and class this year for my Becco. I didn't even think it was going to place, looking at the standard of the Beccos that were out there this year. I won't take it next year.
Yeah, shit, don't work.
Because of that.
One next year, and you'll be like, oh, bugger.
Right? Now, again, I had this conversation at the show. How are these people without belittling people, low budgets? Yeah. How are they ever going to be able to get into the show scene if they're priced out of the show because every single category has to be the pinnacle? Because, like I said, if you can go to the BKKS website, you can read it for yourself in the rules. The last set of rules was made in 1996 because there was 43 shows in a year. Now we are lucky if we've got 8.
Yeah, true.
So how are people like me, Dave, Tony from Farm Morcoy, Seska, and other people that I would call a normal everyday budget? How are we supposed to show our fish?
I said, buy the right fish, right time.
I've always been an advocate for the hobbyists being able to take the fish along to the show, and you know that. But what I'm saying is that wouldn't it be if they couldn't make
mail, please forward to Matt.
Yeah. If they couldn't make no, because I had people showing there, and I'm going to have people showing there next year. And
no, but what I mean is, it depends on what you want out of the show. Yeah, a lot of us go because we want the experience, we want to learn, we want to mingle with other people with the same mind and ilk. Now, you said earlier your customers have already come back and deselected 3/4 of their fucking pond because it's not good enough for showing.
Ghost koi.
Yeah.
That
They got
they've
the
had-
So they discard 3/4 of their pond and spend out a lot more money to make the quality better,
We don't
and
need
then
to-
they'll take those to the show.
necessarily
So
true.
how is it?
You don't need to. So
There's
they
been
are
many a
they're
fish.
buying tosai, which is not going to break the bank, in the hope that they can grow them on the same as Lee has done, which may break the bank in most cases, but grow on the smaller fish to be able to represent them next year at the show. So
Yeah,
they're not.
but you don't. That's the thing. You don't have to. You don't have
You
to
don't have to.
buy
There's-
expensive fish to compete in them and show them.
No,
I mean,
you don't.
look at Lee Hadfield, for example. He buys all these fish at a reasonably priced cost, and he grows them to the size that he wants to compete them and enter them into shows. And when he's done with having his fun of them, he starts the process again. But there's been many a fish that's taken trophies and rosettes down there that have cost next to nothing.
Mate,
Well,
I'm living proof of that one.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, Vince, like my customer, the one on the Isagian, I think it was size 6. I'm not sure. When they bought that fish, it was going to say it was a good amount of money. It was £300. But look at the quality of that fish now. It's fucking amazing fish.
But we spoke
Yes,
about this before. Is
it
that
was,
a good amount of money for a
You
fish?
cannot judge that size 6 Asagi with that size 7 Asagi that was in the top vat. They were just two completely different beasts, and that's because of the two different size ranges.
Yes, but if you're making allowances for that,
You can't
It's
make
like-
allowances. That's the problem. If you're going to ask a judge to make allowances, then you give them a window to cheat or manipulate. Or the whole point is they've got a set of rules, and every judge can go, that is the fish that should win that category because of this, and this. If someone goes, yeah, but that's smaller, so you got to take. It's not got as good a boy. You got to take, and there's, all these things. You suddenly it just doesn't work.
so
You just
Rick,
can't.
so you saying then the BKKS judges are manipulated and cheat?
100%. I paid them loads, mate. Easy.
I had from Fry one last year. Nice.
Exactly. No, I mean,
Yeah.
Tony won with his Ochuba. 10 pence fry.
Yeah.
Taking a prize at a show in size 4 or 5 or whatever. I think that's the difference between buying fish for showing and buying fish to grow on, and it becomes good. And you go, I'd like to take that to a show. It's a different animal, isn't it?
Size isn't everything, Vince.
I know Susan tells me that all the time.
But that's the point of a show. Surely you'll have some people that will spend 10 grand to buy a big Sankey to show within a year, and you'll have other people that might spend 500 quid on 4 little Sankeys to grow for 5 years, and they're showing their skills as a koi keeper to do the same thing. It's not right or wrong, is there? It's just.
I think this is what, in a nutshell, Matt. This is what you're trying to say, isn't it? Can't you look at quality rather than the size? But really, what they do is look at quality in those size categories. But Matt is thinking that if there's limited numbers in those categories, can you not combine them together to compete against each other, regardless of the size, to make that competition stronger?
Yeah, because
In a nutshell.
and I'm thinking of the people that won awards at the end of the day. Vince, wouldn't, and I don't know, so don't shout at me on this one.
Oh, no.
I don't know. But wouldn't you, Vince, prefer to be the winner of category whatever, size 3, competing against 7 other fish than winning when you're the only one?
But that's where the majors come in. That's why.
Mate, you're asking the wrong person, because I got a first in size in class last year with a fish that was the only one in the category on the show.
But what meant more? So you run best doits against
The
every other
difference
doits in the
was-
show, every size, everything. So he's got a fish that's won against everything. So that means a lot more. But you get a bigger. The judges know that you get a big trophy for that. That fish is beating everything else that's doits.
Right. If you
Right.
want to word it in the correct manner, technically, Vince, you didn't win. You was awarded that award.
Yeah,
Because you're not competing, so technically you're not.
which is why like I said, when I walked around the show vats and I saw all the Beckos that were on show, I didn't think I had a fucking cat in hell's and chance. For the fact that I got third in size and class.
You're still happy with me? Yeah.
I was over the fucking moon, mate. I'm over the moon with whatever rosette or I win. You know, especially with the fact that I didn't think it was going to win because the competition was that fucking hot this year at the show on all categories.
So, Vince, on your winnings, if you had a fish that, I was going to say last year, but if you had a fisher this year that didn't compete well, next year, would you swap that fish and look for another fish or push another fish on to grow that was going to compete?
Not of that variety, no. Not unless I had one in the pond already. I wouldn't specifically go out now and buy a Becco just to take to the show. Now for me, now that I know that the competition out there on Beccos is pretty damn hot and people are now going to start showing them, it can stay in the pond. You know.
Why?
It's got a big chunk on one shoulder where it had to have healed from because that fish used to belong to my best mate. I did surgery on that fish, brought it back to life, and brought it back to the conditions it in. So to actually get a third on that this year, over the moon, absolutely over the moon. But do I think if there's only one fish in the category, do I think I should then have to go into either the next size up or the next size down to compete? No, I don't.
Could Vincent map white their lenses?
Vince is steamed up.
Vince can't because this is knacked. Because I've got a sneaky suspicion you dropped in some water and you got moisture in your lens.
No, I've got a crack going right across the fucking camera.
Oh shit! And Matt has tried before, but it's so it don't come clean. He's tried it in the past.
Anyway, I'm going to let you go because I've got 3 or 4 more cuts and I've got my decking sorted.
Yeah, do you want to borrow them before you go?
You forget.
Take it off you, but he didn't win best Deutsch, did he?
Somebody might have pinned him down. You
Oh well, I didn't. See, I got best Deutsch and first last year with Champ. This year I got a third in size and class, which is awesome because he was still in the top 3.
He'll be back stronger next year.
But when you think for the show, though, what I'm saying is that whatever last year, whatever this year, the category has upped its game. Which isn't that what the show's about?
Well,
to get the best there, you know. And if you had a fish that was of that category, or a category that wasn't particularly well represented this year that you left at home, Vince, and you've seen that category, would you not be taking that fish next year? If you're fishing, if you had a fish in the pond or Rick had one that you could swipe, would you not be taking it next year because you know the level wasn't particularly that high this year?
I tried that with the Sankey, the Deutsch Sankey, and that never came again either, anywhere near. And everyone said to me, "Did you get anything for the Deutsch Sankey?" No, I didn't. No, and that is an absolutely stunning Deutsch Sankey, but it doesn't meet the criteria. So I've taken it twice. Twice it hasn't placed. So now I will leave that in the pond for a couple of years, let it grow and progress, and then try again with it. I'm not going to purposely go out and buy another fish just because. Can you see what I mean? I'll just work on something else I've got in the pond.
Out of all the people that I know in the koi YouTube side of things, you've changed your pond stock more than I've changed my underwear. You have gone through loads of fishing. I mean, you've kept your core favourites, but you have had tons and tons and tons of fish. And I'm not meaning that in a bad way, mate. You've got them, you've grown them on, you've sold them on, and then you've bought yourself something else, or you've got something else, and you've had that progression and that choice and that experience. But why would you not try see if you can find a better? I mean, what if Rick were to say tomorrow, have a look at this little Deutsch?
Yeah.
Sankey. Would you not think, you know what, that's better than that one? Perhaps maybe I might move that one on because I've tried it twice and I will have a go with this.
No,
There you go. You see, got
You
you.
would, Vince. You would do though. Be honest. If,
no, no, because I have got faith that at the right point in time, that Sankey is going to be just right. It's just not yet.
but
You could find one in the Bowl of Doom. That might be.
And the pattern
exactly.
on that
Yes.
pattern,
So that means, Vince, that you're never ever going to take another fish because you don't want to up your quality of your fish.
Well, I have up the quality of my fish. My flat Mogon, that came third in size and class last year, went up a size class this year, got first in size and class and best in class.
And that is
So
that's perfect. And that's what the show's about.
Yeah.
But on the next size category, if that fish dropped off, which as we all know, every fucking fish is like us humans, we get grey, we lose our hair, we lose everything, that you're going to replace that fish. If Rick turns around and says...
that's something that within the koi showing hobby, that's something you have to do if you want to compete. If you're not going to take it right. Every fish has a time and a space or a place when it's at its best.
Yeah,
everybody knows that. That could be toe side, knee side, yon side, whatever it might be. But at some point or at some stage, that fish then gets to the point where you think, right, I've done the best that I can do with this fish. I'll retire that fish and I'll start again. Or maybe I'll buy a bigger one in that class to grow on and bring on a bit more to enter.
No, I wouldn't buy a bigger one.
No, but some people would, Vince.
Yeah,
I know you wouldn't, mate. I'm not meaning it. But some people would. But there's a point where each fish has been at its best.
Crafty, that's not good, mate. That looks
if
like
it's been at its best at Nisai, there's no point growing that on for the show scene to Yonsai if it's already been at its best and it's starting to drop off.
Yeah.
You'd be replacing that fish, wouldn't you? Either something that wanted to go into the Yonsai category.
Or I'd work on something that I've got that I think would compete.
Exactly, yeah. Good evening, Crafty.
Evening, Crafty. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you up. I shall carry on listening while I'm finishing this bit off.
Yeah,
Vince, love you long time.
Yeah, I know you do.
Swivel, Matt.
Yeah, daft bastard.
Oh, fuck off, Vince. Nice
Trick
to see you,
it back.
by the way.
Yeah. Oh, the camera cleared for a second then.
I do apologise that I've kicked your guest off, Gas.
Straight in. Say it as it is. Fuck off, Vince. See you later. Go on.
Go on,
What are we talking about?
Oh, shut up. You've been listening.
No, I haven't. I've been on the blower.
Oh,
I've been on the blower to Mr. Tate. And
then you know.
He's been moaning about Matt.
and then your boss, Gaz. I've just got off the phone to your boss.
Oh.
Speaking to your wife, is he?
Well, I'll be seeing you shortly.
He will come on as well, yeah. Yeah.
We were chatting about sizes, varieties, and sizes, mate. Matt wants to just lump them all into one big category, one prize, takes all.
Yeah, that's it. Matt wants to make the show over and done with. Instead of listening to that one. Sorry, my camera went one of them. Instead of listening to those people reading out every category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, through to 7 of all the standards and everything, just wants to say, Mr. Smith won with his 4-year-old Kaku.
There's like one prize for the whole competition.
One prize, one trophy, bag of roses.
Hey, man, that narrows it down, isn't it? I think there was, 17 tries, fucking 7.
Is that what you're saying, Matt? One fish takes all?
No. Well, it does, doesn't it? As grand champion.
Absolutely not, mate. Come on, let's debate this. I'll fight you on this corner, mate.
He wasn't really crafty. We're winding you up, mate.
We're just taking... Well, it was saying that for a category that's, like, for example, in the size 7, a saga, there was only one entry.
Yeah.
So technically, throughout the categories of some stage or another, you could pick a category in that particular size and enter it and take a trophy, take a prize. because there's no other competition. Mr. Tate said that if they didn't think that fish was good enough, they could place it second to itself, which is fair, but it would still take a category and a trophy.
So what you're saying is that all categories just a size.
No. What he's saying is if you took a size 1 tancho,
Yeah.
you would have won. There was no others. So if it was okay and not a complete mare,
Yeah.
You'd be in size 2. But an allowance would be made the fact of that you've got 2 different sizes together. Because I was asked, how can you be awarded first place, second place, or third place when there was only 3 people in the race? Where's the where is the achievement on that?
There isn't. If you got one koi in one category within a size, there isn't an achievement.
Exactly. This is my point. That's my point, mate.
However,
You would never know, Gaz, because there could be 10 there on the day. Nobody knows what anybody's bringing until they're benched on Friday. So you couldn't really unless you took one particular rare fish in every category, in the rarer category, then you could.
I'm not saying that pre the show that a judgment's made at size 1,
Right,
size 2,
just to
size
clarify, Matt. What are
I'm
you
saying? I'm saying that on the day, if there is only one fish entered in size 1, and there is 5 fish entered in size 2, the size 1 is entered in the size 2, and the award is given for the best size 1, size 2.
no,
And just to so
can you imagine how hard it is to bench and manage that for the benching team, man?
It's only 2 fish, so pretty easy.
Yeah, over how many categories? 16, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 different categories. Right.
okay,
So
so
let me look, right. Becco is always the talking point, isn't it? Shop.
we've not mentioned it once.
No,
It's always the talking
we don't even
point.
know anybody that's competed with one.
Oh mate, yeah,
It is what it is. I think at the end of the day, if you're sensible, you look at how many fish were.
That's
in
where
every-
it all went wrong. First statement. If you're sensible,
Yeah, well, you don't take a size 5 kahaku that you paid 20 quid for that's not that good and expect to win something because you are up against some seriously good stuff. But if you've got I've got a little 20 centimeter tancho. I see none were taken last year. Might as well take that. You never know. It's the only one there. You might win something. I know it's not a great achievement if it's the only one there, but at the end of the day, that's not your fault, is it?
no, but that's what I'm saying. It's about achievement, and then what Crafty said in the past about making sure that the quality of the fish there is well represented. If you've got a Becco there that is below standard, and
Poor old Becco. They're all below standard.
below standard, and it gets first prize, and everybody walking around goes, "Oh look, here's one got first prize. Oh, it's a Becco. Let's have a look," and it's not particularly good. How does that do the hobby any good, or how does that do the show any good?
Well, it's the best at the show, isn't it? The grand champion could be awful if no one takes
No.
fish. That's the problem. You need people to take fish, and if people take fish, that's what you can ask, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's fine, Rick. If you've got 120 vats that everybody can take plenty of fish too, but if you can't get, but if you can't,
waitress, rum and coke for Matt, please.
It's the age-old question, isn't it? How do you, in the old days, to go to the national, you'd have to do well at another show. That doesn't count. Anyone can go to the national now because there's not enough demand. The only way of rectifying that is if 400 people want VATs and there's only 70 VATs available, you've got to have a way of first come, first serve. Probably isn't
Keep
the best.
listening to him. Just need
So
to show him something.
how many people were sat in reserve, and how many people would have taken a VAT if they were available and they weren't publicly said we're closed? What's going on now?
I'm just showing people that you actually get awarded fans now. Look, Sharpies, hashtag number 1, number 2, number 3.
Where am I then?
You ain't a fan, mate.
Don't exist, mate.
Right, but I'm your number one fan, Gaz.
Look at them all. Yeah. So apparently, sorry. Look at all them me's again. Stop sharing
Top
that.
fans. Yeah, but I think the only way you can do it is if there's more people want VATs than there's VATs available, then you could perhaps work a way of doing it. But then you'll go back to the whole, he's got in koi snobbery. He's got these fish and he goes there. He can't get in because he's brought these fish. This is where you've got to be quite careful. I think the scene at the minute is really, it's good at the moment, isn't it? There's none of this about all snobbery and what you pay.
Let's quickly just address this. Paul Hutchins says, being live an hour and still talking about the same thing, mate. We've been talking about koi for the last 2.5 years, mate. You're a bit late to the show.
Still.
But
Gaz, I just sent you over the Matrix.
we've already seen it.
Oh, yeah, we just had it up, yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I'll bring it back up again, though.
If you're watching, you could have been on it.
I weren't. I was busy talking.
And if you count past 10, there's 38 categories on there that if you're taking a fish to, you would have won.
But again, it's
but you wouldn't. That's the thing, though. You wouldn't have.
Oh, sorry. Hang on, let me re-correct that. It's not one. You would have got a placement.
There you go.
But you wouldn't have known that because you wouldn't have known if anybody else going to be there with that category, would you?
Right, but here you go. Right, how many koi shows? How many koi shows are there in a year?
7.
Right.
Matt?
Yeah, Matt's running the next one.
Right.
No, Alan, and do not think I'm belittling anything because, like I've said loads of times, the show is fucking awesome. Everybody that I spoke to enjoyed it immensely. All I'm just saying is what I've been asked.
Do a better job. Come on, Alan.
Right, let's look at this. Right, how many koi shows in a year? 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Okay. BKKS by far the biggest, double the size of the next biggest show. All right. So I've got a video drop in with Paul Cunningham tomorrow. All right, where we had a discussion. That's, you know, when you start looking at the amount of VATs of fish that are available, all right, there's actually not that many. So the shows are only you can only judge what's in the VATs at the time. You can't start changing, you know, size 1 and 2, and if there's only one, it goes to size 2, and you can't do that, man. All right, you keep the varieties as they are, and the sizes where they are, as long as you recognise the best fish in each size and each category, even if there's just one. For example, Hikari at Sori, there was only 5 fish shown at the National. In size 2, there was 1.
You wait till next year, mate. Fucking loads of them. Got.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Right, but you know, it doesn't detract away from what the show is. The show is the show, and people will show what they think is the best fish that they've got available. You know, and why change something that ain't broke? Because I still think, you know, recognition gets made to the right fish at the end of the day.
Yeah,
But you know,
isn't it?
I think that's as much as what we can say this year. I think the fish that was exhibited were excellent. From what I've seen, I didn't see everything.
Marek, you're a gent. Becco appreciation, ladies and gents. Book it in for next week. All types of Becco. Gin, Key Becco, Aka Becco, you name it. Becco appreciation next week.
And to say on that, on the koi appreciation, the Asagi that won the size 6 was appreciated and won on the GKP.
Yeah.
And because of the judges, was actually taken to the show this year because of it. So if it hadn't been for the GKP,
well, obviously it was going to win. Then if it had won here beforehand, that would. I mean, technically,
not the only one, was it?
Chance,
Young Champion was one on there.
It was exactly. That's why it became young champion. I mean,
we're bribing the old judges, aren't we? With our multi-million-pound live.
So, Mr. Alan Tate, up your ass! It all started here.
We even took a major this year.
A major
you
what?
did, as in Perfect Aquatics.
Yeah, supplied a major. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Good stuff. You're not elaborating anymore. Was it a good one?
Well, I was waiting for Gaz to bring it up, mate, because I sent it.
I was waiting for it.
Have you posted it? Sorry.
It wasn't a Becco, was it?
No, it weren't a Becca. My Becca's still in
that
store.
one, mate.
The only one.
What are we waiting for now? Gone quiet.
That one. Adult champ. Can we make that a little bigger?
That's courtesy of Liam at World of Nishikigoi. It's his photo, his publication. And I haven't got permission to share it, but fuck it, all good publicity is good.
All right, you didn't, did you? I just did. Thanks.
Well, I supplied it to you, mate. But yeah, nevertheless, it's still there, isn't it?
Yeah,
so we took it.
Nice.
Yeah, but he's another new show, isn't he?
It's a new show of this year, yeah, Jeff.
Yeah. So adult champion and young champion were both new people to the show. It's got to be
Now
good.
that's a mint achievement, isn't it? That's fantastic. That two people that have decided I'm going to have a stab. I mean, why you wouldn't with fish that look that damn good in first place, I don't know. But well, I do. I understand the worry of it and the stress of it and putting them through it and doing that. That might put you off. But if done sensibly, safely, and the right way, there's no real reason why anybody with a fish as beautiful that wouldn't. I mean, look at it. That's mint.
Good stuff. Congratulations.
It's always nice. It's always nice. The amount of work I know that Ryan puts in, and he should be joining us. The miserable little fuck. Where is he?
I still think if you didn't breed the fish, then they shouldn't be allowed to be entered.
That's just fucked, isn't it, mate? Eh? Wouldn't have no fucking trick.
Quite a shame, right?
There'd be a load of fry knocking about, wouldn't there?
Load them up.
Load them up.
You could judge them what they might be.
Yeah, it's nice to get one at the national, a major. It's hard to get, and let's face it. So
Good fish, mate. Very nice.
Yeah, that young champion as well, man. I remember that fish when it was purchased, man. Fucking really nice.
Edward Naylor says, "Crafty, get me a Sanka."
I'll tell you what, Ed.
That's the point,
Message me, and I'll point you in the right direction, mate. Because I've got some absolute mint.
Oh, Mr. Tate says he's got a nice size one to challenge that.
He's old now. Honestly. Everything gets bigger when it's old, doesn't it? Like it starts drooping more. I bet it's knocking around his knees.
I think that was a dig at. I think that was a dig at Matt. So he was saying about got a nice size one, Sanka that we could put up against that adult champion and say, yeah, that beats it. Look at it.
Can't win.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, guys. I don't know if you go on to World of Nishikigoi's Facebook page, he's published all of the trophy winners as well. Vince has been
Kicks
he's
off.
got a little YouTube video on there, and Vince's fish is on there as well. Was that from you, Rick? That fish?
Not the platinum. No.
No.
But it's not all about winning either, is it? Because I've seen videos of a couple of our fish, the Aragoki, Gimrin, Ochibas, and the amount of people that walk around and go, oh, look at that, that's beautiful.
There was 3, wasn't there?
Never going to do anything at a show because of the way the scalation is on them. Yet, the people ask me, should we take them? I'm like, yeah, of course you should. They look great. They're not going to place. They still look nice, don't they? You know, there was a golden corn there. Someone else, absolutely amazing golden corn.
It's above that, that's the GC, that. Oh, they've done a little video on that. I ain't seen that yet.
So that's pretty mega, isn't it?
That's
Oh, mate, both of them were, mate. That Tancho was something else, wasn't it? Yeah, that GC was, banging.
I keep feeling sorry for the Sankey that keeps getting runner up, mate, because it's mega, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you what, mate, that photograph's so good as well. I was speaking to someone tonight about when I seen the photos appear on World of Nishikigoi's Facebook page. If you have a look, that one there, click on there, Gaz. Right, let's come down. If you click on the picture,
Oh, then we can go through them. Sweet.
Yeah. Look at that, mate. That is insanely good, isn't it? You know, it's photographed so good, right? And the bit to take away from that Sankey is how good that Sumi and that Benny.
It's been like that for a few years as well, isn't it?
Yeah, he keeps getting runner up, don't it?
Who put that crap in? Yeah, that's mental as well, isn't it?
I'd like to see where that is in 3 years' time. That fish, it'd be really nice to see it keep its quality.
Oh,
and that's a statement, isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
If you think about it, right? So, baby champion, right? A Go Sankey not taking baby champion. That says how good that fish really is.
Right. None of you have seen them, have you? When you see this, and then you see him in Japan.
Well, that's what 82 cm, I think.
That's a good-sized, good-bodied fish. But yet over there, there's something else. They're just like they're on steroids.
So I think that the Sankey on show it looked better on the Sunday than it did the Saturday. But if you look at that picture, I mean, Sankey is one of my big loves. Right, look how good the Sumi is across the whole of that fish. It is so finished. It's unreally good. Same as the Benny plate, all the way through is consistent. Right,
but it was quite mucused up though, wasn't it?
It was. You know, the luster in the skin weren't brilliant on the judging day. So I think that's probably where it potentially got pipped at the post, which was the skin quality, because Luke's fish, that they were in pristine condition and they shone really well on the Saturday. But that fish just looks brilliant in a picture as well.
You don't get to see the sheer scale of that as well. That is a proper chunk. Even if that was out in Japan in the ponds, you'd still go, fuck me, that's pretty good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that was Chip's fish at Kahaku, Rastakoi.
This one?
Yeah.
Big old chunk as well.
And again, yeah, Matsue. His fish look really good this year, actually, Chip's fish.
Look at that.
Yeah. Good Shiroji on it, isn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
They stood out in the Tibet swimming around. It was just like, whoa. Yeah. That's another one that's better in the flesh than the photo.
Yeah. Ah, Mr. Cunningham's here.
How you doing?
Why I like man, canny bag of tuna.
I've been threatening to come on here for many a month now. I thought I'd better show me face.
Go do it.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
It's a bit further down. I don't know if it's on. Yeah, there you go. But if you come out, it'll tell you what awards they are, because you've got things like the Shinkokai Award, Everyman Award, Chairman's Award, etc., etc. Oh, fuck me!
Oh, now he pops on.
Yeah, it's great.
Who's this in here? Oh my fucking god! Who dragged Paul into the fucking audience?
Yeah. God. Were you drunk today or not?
If you Kraft, listen, if you'd have told me you were coming on, I wouldn't have fucking bothered.
Were you drunk?
I should have said, sorry.
Either I've got Alzheimer's or you're drunk. Who's Alex?
The wrong person, Paul, believe it or not. Yeah, I was pissed on heat.
Yeah.
I'm just going to clear some space on my desk.
It was sunstroke. That's what it was.
Was it?
Paul.
Was that what it was?
It was warm in that polytunnel today, mate. I've been topping up my twat tan.
It gets you after a while, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was so pleased I got him to buy me so many whiskies. That was a treat. That it's like getting a discount off a koi dealer. God, it's so pleasing.
They just start the prices high, don't they? That's what they do. Oh, I do you a discount.
Hi, really
no, just charge him extra. No discounts.
That's a beast, isn't it?
What, that jumbo?
The Macasio gone, mate. I don't like them, but you've got to appreciate that thing swimming around.
Oh, that's a hell of a fucking giant, mate, wasn't it? There was two really nice ones.
Do you not think that when it's at that size, though, that particular fish looks like its pecs are too small and so is its tail?
That's what happens when they get massive, isn't it?
I know. That's what I mean. When they get to a certain point, some people might agree with me. To a certain point, certain size, koi get to be just out of proportion. I think.
I want to know how they managed to move it. Free man moving that, isn't it?
You can tell Paul's an amateur. Look, see if his nostrils, mate. Look,
You can see his chins.
I'm doing this off a phone. Let me see if I can get a battery onto it. And then, right, is that better?
this maritime really
nice. We can't see it back at room.
What was that? What was that abuse that you just threw my way there, Ryan? Say it again.
I said, can you come closer to the phone this time? Now you're back at room.
All right, that better.
Oh, we're getting there now.
Yeah, getting there.
It's called Talking Heads for a reason, mate.
Well, I want to get the badge in because I'm only here to talk about the 16th to 17th of August.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. We shan't show any more of them anymore. We shall let Paul have it more.
No. Just joining in. Well, I heard.
Can I just interrupt? Hang on, guys. Hang on. I know this is always a big thing. So please.
Oh, his McDonald's is here. Look. Yes.
Come on, get it on there, my love. There we go.
He's 18 himself tonight, aren't you, Kraft?
Mate, I'm being very good. Very good.
Condition.
I'm in mint condition. I'm just about to amend myself a little older can homebrew here. I'm not going to keep it. Look at this. Yes.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I went in Sainsbury's today. They're doing lemon sours in there.
Because of this.
Yeah, they've got like a little sushi department at the back. Mint.
What's happening, Paul?
Let's hear what Paul's got to say.
What's the date?
What you got to say?
All I've got, what I'm in here to talk about is the North of England Koi Show. North of England Koi Show is taking place on the 16th and 17th of August, and I'm fortunately Crafty under Perfect Aquatics is our main sponsor, and we've also got Ryan involved, who's going to donate fish to us, which we've yet to see, but I'm absolutely dying to see.
No. You've seen it, Paul. You bought one today.
Yeah, I'm not donating it. Jesus.
You can keep popping your more fish like that, mate. You just keep picking them up. There you go. There's your donation.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That's true. That's bloody true. That I was so pleased I got a good drink out of Ryan at the National. I get some kind of discount.
Whatever you drink, whatever it was called. Jeez, I must have about 15 of them. Fucking, he was pissed as a fart.
Lefroy,
that's it. Frog's legs.
Yeah, Lefroy. Yeah, Lefroy. So, what did you think about the National? Do you think it's a good thing to go, Sean? Do you enjoy it? There's so many new people wanting to do it all the time.
No, Paul, you just set a fucking bomb off now, aren't you?
I saw a video which was at the hotel that you guys were all at, and you were having a barbecue thing and benches, and you were going up to new people who hadn't shown before, and every single one of them thought it was stressful at first, but dying to go back and do it again. Every single person that ever see, every new person always wants to start and show and do it again. And it's a fabulous hobby. And the big thing, this is what I really want to get across, is that you make friends. You know, you only get out what you put in, but you do make amazing friends, and you does your knowledge increases. It's so exciting. And the one thing that I would say about new people who are shown, and there's new people coming to our show, is that your knowledge base will absolutely skyrocket just because you're in the show scene and you start to appreciate all about koi.
Right, Paul, before you go off on a fucking tangent, let's talk a little bit about you.
Oh.
Because people ain't got a clue who you are, Paul.
Hang about, Paul.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Full feature.
That's good. I didn't realise that's good looking.
Mate, what's that on the shelf?
I didn't realise.
Test up, Paul, so we can all see your badge.
Yeah, can you see it?
Mint,
nice.
North of
Everywhere
England.
I go, this is a brand that we're doing with the North of England Koi Show. So we're doing more on social media, thanks to one of our members called Sophie, who's absolutely stunningly brilliant. You guys will have seen all of the posts that have been put in. a lot more proactive on not just getting the sponsorship from Crafty, Perfect Aquatics, or exclusively Koi and others, but actually giving back and not just taking the money, but trying our level best to show that we can give back to those professionals that come into our hobby, because we're just amateurs. At the end of the day, that's all we are. We're not
Right.
we're putting on a show, we're trying hard. And
How
lots of
long has the
people
North of East Koi show been going on?
30. This is the 30th. This is the 30th one we've done.
30 years.
I've been doing it since 2009. Been one of the backroom guys since 2009. I first started showing in about 2014. And this year I'm chair of the North of England Koi Show. First year I've done that. Bit of a tough act. It is hard. I'm not kidding. It's a lot of work. It's an awful lot of work. What you guys don't see is you all turn up on either the Friday or the Saturday, but the amount of effort that goes in the months getting there is
we didn't want to
incredible.
break it to you until after the show, but you're not coming back next year. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Done.
sacked after 1 year. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
So where is it, Paul? You still not said where it is.
The North of England Koi Show takes place in a place in north of Sunderland. For everybody in the UK, it takes place
Put that in
north of
Google.
Sunderland.
North of Sunderland.
Yeah,
Where?
it's a seaside area in the north of Sunderland. There you go. That's Outpost, and it's actually the the North of England Koi Shows at Whitburn Church of England Academy, SR6 7EF, and it's at Whitburn, a little place called Whitburn. We have 30 vats, and I think there's two are still up for grabs. There's two that we
You're
have.
joking.
Hang about,
Yeah,
I've got a
two.
size 1 class Becco. I might come.
It's a winner.
Hey,
Becco's a winner. Dead easy. You win a little trophy if you go on to Becco's. That's for sure.
Go on,
Gaz
Ryan.
is
You got a
my,
Becco.
I'm going to say I'll let Gaz enter my Becco collection.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hang on, that's flouting the rules. We don't do them flouting.
As long as it's been in my pond for X amount of weeks before the show, it's all good. How long we
You're
got?
not allowed to show,
30
Gaz. You're
days.
now in the
Only a
industry.
time.
mate.
Yeah. You're professionals, aren't you? You can't go to the show, can you? And it is.
No, I won't say professional.
You're making money. Yeah, you make money out of it. You're not allowed in. You just have to give money to the show.
I don't know about you guys, but I had a good day today taking his fucking money off him. Was
Yeah, I
well
did as well, mate. Yeah. It was like lamb to the slaughter, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Reel them in. It's like.
Got you.
Very
Wait
true.
till you see tomorrow's, Paul.
Yeah, we'll show you good stuff tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've got
He's good at that. He starts you off and winds you up and up and up and up.
and up. I thought I had the best. I thought I had the best of the best 6 months ago, Ryan.
Ah, well,
It was then.
Long time since then.
Yeah, there was then, yeah. Told you it were a banger, didn't
Yeah, you did.
How much are your bats, Paul?
£40. Where was really reasonable. £40, and you actually everybody who enters now is getting a bag of food courtesy of FD Foods. Every single exhibitor gets a bag of food, which we sorted out at the National.
Very nice.
Given the
Very,
season,
very good.
Guys, apparently we're going to this weekend, apparently.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah.
They lost our invite in post, but apparently we've got to go.
Yeah. Well, you're getting. I don't
We're
know
gonna
about
go.
invites coming now.
also
You gotta go get his.
free
I gotta go
hotel.
pick his
Don't know
banner
about
back
invites.
up, that's all. You don't need that.
Anthony's definitely going. He's all right. We sorted Anthony out. But I don't
Do
know
you
about-
have McDonald's up there,
Mac
Paul?
Eat.
If there's a McDonald's up there, you get crafty there. That's it, mate. You sort.
In right, you will.
McDonald's? God, I don't know. I can't eat McDonald's, so I don't know. I've got better. We've got better places.
Oh, don't you worry about that, mate.
We've got better places than that, Aid. Definitely.
What, in Sunderland?
Yeah, in Whitburn and Roker and all that, and then moving up to South Shields. South Shields has got some of the best Asian food on the go. There's a street full of them. Amazing.
You've got a
After
good
the one
vendor,
that-
haven't you, for the weekend?
I've got a what?
You've got a good food vendor at the weekend. At the
Oh
show.
God, yeah. We've got an authentic Japanese street vendor coming to our show. So there isn't a burger bar there, or anything like that. This just coincidentally, she lives in Sunderland and she does authentic Japanese food. Crap, have you got the menu and things on your computer, Crafty? There or not?
What,
put it on my
McDonald's
phone,
menu?
I'll
on
be
his-
able
on his
to show it,
PC? Of course he has.
I wouldn't have it. Oh, I'm terrible. But I sent Anthony it down.
He knows
Just out of
McDonald's
interest.
menu off by heart, mate. He don't need it on his laptop.
No.
Tell
Meat
you
and
what.
soup and all that. That's what you're after. You know.
Busted it off on phone. He knew exactly what we were having for his dinner.
Quick message there for you, Matt.
Of course, yeah.
Sponsors.
Just ping me a message and I'll make sure that I'll be here for you. So just fire over the message.
Matt he don't mind opening at 6 in the morning as well.
I'm taking
I'm
phone calls at midnight. He's fine.
I'm 6 in the morning anyway, so whatever. It doesn't make any difference.
It's
Just on
pound
that
talking
note
to
as
you.
well for
Why
Mr.
would-
Tate. I'll be coming to judge the Yamabuki section this year, Alan. Unfortunately, you are demoted because you're fucking useless. That I've had to come up and back the Yamabuki Awards up this year. So, yeah. But me and Gaz will come suited and booted, won't we, Gaz?
Yeah, sure and boat, yeah. I'll be there.
Uh,
I'm quite partial
Okay.
to a Yamabuki.
I bet he would go to the rod any there at weekend. I bet he was fucking fuming. Head judge and no Yamabukis. Fuming.
Matt had one there.
Yeah, we got
Actually, yeah.
we got second for it.
Oh,
For
there's
all
more than one.
Might be interested. I will post it again. Here's the North of England Koi Club Show Facebook group. I will post the link again. It's just there if anybody is. Just
oh,
dropped it.
we'd be everywhere. Posts everywhere. And did I mention? Wait. While there's a lull, did I mention that it takes place on the 16th and 17th of August? Did I? Let me just make sure
That's
that
only the first
everybody
time,
is
mate. Can
fully
tell
aware
you're
of
getting on a
that.
bit.
Is it warm up there then? What sort of weather do you expect in August in north of Sunderland?
It could well be
No.
Baltic. Let's not kid ourselves. In previous years, it's been very good. It's always been good at that particular week. Has always been really good. But yes, it can be a little bit chilly. However, our show takes place indoors, so it doesn't make no difference. You can park your car up, free car park, and come into the show, and you don't need to be an umbrella. Everything is indoors, so it's dead easy. And there's loads. There'll be loads to do around in and around that whole region. So if your partner's not too keen on koi, there's still lots and lots of things to do up here. Be brilliant.
Are they good at that way photo bombing?
Well, there will be. Alan Tate's a dab hand. He's caught me a few times at that kind of thing. Yeah.
He just said he's in Holland, didn't he?
He's good. Yeah, he is. Yeah,
We'll take Alan's menu order now before he
There
goes.
you-
Then.
There you
Oh,
go.
wow. Impressive.
Yeah,
I'll look after you there, Paul.
Thank you very much. I'm
I'll
useless
look
at
after
all
you,
this
mate.
technology. I
Get
rely
your
on
order in
others.
already. Get it in.
Yeah. It's good. So she's
Chicken
got.
too. Ooh.
Yeah, it'd be really good to all the people that have heard you guys all talking about the Japanese food and you're raving on about it on your videos. People who've never been to Japan that can actually come there and order it and have the same kind of thing. That was the idea.
Ramen noodles.
Have a taste of it.
Are you offering discounts?
Gaz Jones, do I get discount with my BK?
£5 to get in. Jesus.
Hey, you don't get nothing for a BKKS card. Fucking jack shit.
Yeah.
There's got to be in it.
Of course you
What
do.
do you get then?
It's an ID card, isn't it? I use
Oh,
it.
yeah, true, actually, yeah.
This is me.
A discount for BKKS members. Yeah, I'll reduce the admission to £5 for BKKS members.
Oh,
I like the style. I'd put it up to 6, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Paul, you were supposed to say they were good discount at Perfect Aquatics' stand.
Oh no, that went the other way. That
Me and
one.
Gaz will open this back up to
That
be
was-
flat out selling. Me and Gazmark were there to give an hand.
I expect to be rammed out, mate. I tell you.
Who are you bringing up to give you a hand?
You're going to be in there fucking giving me a hand,
Well,
mate.
As it happens, if we hadn't have been there at 5 o'clock on Sunday night, you'd have been right. You'd have been stuck, me and Tom.
Oh yeah, would have been there a bit longer, mate. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Was that counting all your cash you made?
Yeah, well, that was what Anthony was doing. Cash,
You just kept doing this
cash,
with it all day.
counting the cash, and me and Tom were
Wouldn't
putting
get it
the
in
fish
my
away.
pocket. Right, me what? Look,
Yeah, but that's only because your backup cheeseburger were in there.
it was that much. It even broke my wallet.
If it was that bad, Shag, you probably should have put a pair of waders on and been shoving it down then.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. I should have done that, man. Like Ronald McDonald back in the day.
Right then.
I'll subcontract for a large fee.
No, so
Bringing the subject back onto the 16th and 17th of August. Anthony,
Nice.
I like that.
what fish are you bringing up to? What can somebody who lives in the northeast of England or up in the north of England expect from Perfect Aquatics? The kinds of fish that you have available.
Koi.
Right, so plan is at the moment. Bucket, I ain't got it.
Sturgeon.
No. Plan is we will have some really nice tozai at an affordable level. All right, so I'm not on about tozai that cost hundreds and hundreds of quid. Very similar to what we had at the National, where you've got some really nice little tozai, 40, 50 quidders. All right, so probably about half price of what we get in the shop. Then
Half price.
a few more. What
Will there be any further discount on the day though when you get them there from your 40 to
Even
50
more. After driving all that way and selling them half
Because
price.
you asked that question at the weekend, guys. Right. Next back, I've got some really nice shower that I've kept back actually for your show directly, Paul, and some nice kahaku from Sakamaki as well. So a little Gosanki vat is what my plan is, and then some Nisai that I didn't take this year, but I might to the National. I might bring a couple of the Aragoki if they look well enough. So that's the plan. But again, that plan may change depending on how the ponds look prior. So
Because the reason why I was so keen when we first talked about this back in January was to get something different that up here, rather than having to travel 4 hours down to your place and to see those was to for one weekend, instead of it being a koi show, be a koi event.
1 week only. Huh?
1 weekend. As to be a koi event and to bring those fish up that people won't necessarily see every day of the week, because you're a bigger establishment than most up here.
But I've got a lot of
really
customers
looking
up your
forward
neck of the woods, haven't I? So, for the last couple of years, they're like, come up. And it's like, when you give me the option, for me, it was, let's go back up. Just get a lot of people shopping from up north and sending fish up. Might as well take some of the store up to them and people can meet me in person.
Yeah, great idea.
What it's all about, isn't it?
Personalities. So, Ryan, we're not gonna leave you out of it. What plans do you have for the raffle or if we can get Crafty to do it, the auction fish for the North of England Koi Show?
We did discuss, Paul. I'm letting you know on the 15th.
Yeah, we did discuss it. Is this 5:30 on the 15th of August?
A lovely
Well,
ginning
what
kahaku.
we'll do is we'll decide that morning and that's it, we're off. And I said, no, that's not right. Paul won't be happy about that. So
Fucking right.
Yeah.
we've been doing it today, Paul.
Have you?
Haven't we, guys? We've been fettling a few ponds today.
We've been fettling ponds today, Paul.
Yeah, just
You're in trouble, mate. That's all I'm saying.
do you reckon?
Now you're in safe and intrustable safe hands, Paul.
Well,
And you shall not be let down.
Well, there was whispers of being let down, wasn't there?
And then whispers were fucking absolute bell ends.
Was it?
Was there really? There were.
Yeah, there was whispers. There always is. Having said that, I tell you what we have took on board. This is a load of amateurs at the at our level.
Hey, come on, we're not amateurs, mate. We've been doing this for 2 years now.
You're professionals. You're professionals. We're all amateurs. My game is construction. I don't make my living from koi. And one of the things that Ryan said, and we I think both me and Paul Mack have took on board, is biosecurity of these fish that come up to a koi show. And I think one of the things that I'm going to be very conscious of is making sure that those fish that come from exclusively koi, that come through our show, that their biosecurity is not compromised in any way. I think that's a massive thing. And that Ryan raised that with us all. What was last year, the Great British, wasn't it? And it was. I think we have to, as a body of people, as a show, I think we have to start and listen to professionals and maybe bring in some of the ideas of the professionals, what they want to do. Because it's been going for 30 years, but it'll not go for another 30 years unless we all change.
Well said. I like that.
Yeah, well.
Matt's been trying to make some changes this evening. What did you think to those ideas?
I was at a family meal, so I couldn't join. It wasn't until much later that I saw.
Was it at McDonald's?
Paul Thursday only comes but once a week.
No, it was in this Asian fusion food that my brother-in-law was doing for us. So no, I missed.
He loves the Asian food up there, doesn't he?
Well, they lived in Hong Kong. They lived in Hong Kong and Abu Dhabi for many a year, so they're up here now with us. And Tim did it.
Thanks, Paul, for listening. Alan Tate says.
Right, so one thing is for sure. All right, Great British Koi Show, 30 VATs exhibited.
Yeah.
Right, Northeast Koi Show. How many VATs?
30 VATs are available.
And I must admit, I was there. Collins, I was there last year. I took time out of my day to travel up to Sunderland, and I must admit, some of the exhibitors that show, I know just fucking Colin, man.
That's after the burgers, mate.
And the dog not got one.
No, I made him sit there the whole time as well. Look, I noticed that you're hungry. I went up there last year, and I was actually super surprised at some of the fish that was on show there. For a section, there's some fucking nice fish up in the north of England. Yeah. Right, and I think that people should go and have a look at it personally, because
have they got rid of that wall up there yet?
Well, Hadrian's.
They started with a tree, didn't they?
Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, chopped the tree down, didn't they? Jesus Christ.
This is Crafty's puppy.
We are going to do some koi appreciation, but Matt is going to be auctioning off a puppy.
Yeah.
Quick, look.
Your name on it.
Put him on big screen for us, Gaz.
What you called that one? Are you calling that one Crafty?
We're not having no more.
We are definitely
We're
getting
not.
Darling. We are.
We're so not.
We are.
We're so not.
Oh, look at it, mate.
No.
That's a white stripe down the mint. We call it Oreo.
No.
Why?
What sort of fucking blood Oreos do you eat?
What's with a bit of cream in the middle, mate?
Oh my God, don't show me them.
He's just sent me a few videos. I'll forward them over in a minute.
No.
Happy birthday,
Don't
love.
worry, mate. I'll keep working.
Dog back and Paul's fell off his chair.
Go on, isn't he?
Paul, are you alive?
He left. He left the building. He just didn't.
You'll see him pull himself up like. Oh, sorry, lads.
What's he look?
What's he got now? What's he brought with him? Look.
He's got some frog's legs. Look. Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, Paul.
Single malt.
That's what it is.
There we go.
I was getting thirsty
in a malt.
Doing all the talking. I was getting thirsty. I was getting a little bit of a thirst on. I see you all drink.
Hey, Paul, are you staying on for the appreciation hour?
There's a question from Mark Oxo. Will there be many traders at the show, Gaz? I don't know, Paul. Over to you. Will there be many traders at the show?
Well, there
Right,
will
Mark.
be. And we're building them up as we go.
Don't worry about that. Just come down, bring a pocket full of cash, and spend some fucking money.
You don't need to worry about how many. It's about the show fish.
The
Exactly.
quality.
Yes,
You know,
but
It's just been-
you know, it will. If there's traders there as well, that might attract more people in too.
Well,
There is.
we're currently we've got Clearwater who are wanting to come up to do the dry goods. So we've got
Oh,
Crafty-
that's a dead cert, mate. You definitely need clear water if you're showing
missed that.
fish.
Sorry, what was that?
You definitely need clear water if you're showing fish. That's
Yeah,
that's got to be one of the
because-
high priority
right.
ones.
Seriously, the water at our show is amazing. Absolutely, truly, truly amazing water that we get at our show. We have.
So what
very
about your
good
traders then? What have you got coming?
Well, I'm going to stick to the two that we have here. I'm going to push their presence, which is exclusively koi and perfect aquatic.
Oh, that's honestly what I fucking get out of this. I'm getting away with auction koi. What do I get out of it?
You get me bragging about how bloody good you are, and I've probably paid you 10 times what the
Lined
fish
your
cost.
pockets already, Ryan. Don't show
Yeah.
your
I didn't have
Wait a
care.
minute, right? If you've lined his pockets, where the fuck's mine?
You get to go to the
shit.
show.
Oh, you've done it now, mate. You know, you should have thought before you open that frog legs whiskey. And
That's it. He's out. He's not
Why
coming
is-
anymore. Look at you. Get up there, boy.
Yeah, you can sell his fucking his raffle
Wait
bit.
on. I'll put, seeing as I'm probably the oldest one here, Anthony. Let me just remind you. Let's go back a stage.
oh,
or
here
two.
we go.
Oh, here we
You
go.
got your son name on lot.
February.
Yeah,
We go back
let's
to
not.
February
Yeah, let's not kid ourselves.
in Yoshino. You drove a hard deal. Don't forget, you took the baby champion off of me.
My head's all blurry.
Yeah, you think? I will see. I've got to go to two shows. I'm gonna support the Great British Koi Show the week after as well. That's the kind of guys we are up here. We don't just selfishly think of our own
Paul,
show. We
Big
spread the
question.
love.
If I'm coming all the way up to Sunderland, which I've never been before, are you
Have you
buying
not?
me the drinks the whole evening, or have I got to buy you the drinks? Because if
You've
this-
got no. We've started it. We started a very good trend where you buy all the drinks, and I think it's a wonderful way.
Stick with it.
Wonderful way of doing things.
where's this?
That is a good trend as well. I'm with you on that, man. I'll join along.
Yeah.
Got a very good trend where you just pass me the
I
whiskey.
worked out there was 5 ways of saying yes, I'll have a drink, and I just started at number 1, and then I went all through all 5, and then started at number 1 again. Yes, Ryan, I'll have a drink. Oh, thank you, Ryan. That's very kind of you. Go on, then, Ryan. Yes, if you insist. Yeah, of course I will. Of course
Oh,
I'll
well,
join you in a drink.
well,
And then we started on the rest. We went round them all again.
Yeah,
Again and
he
again.
regretted it in morning though, Paul, because he weren't in mint condition.
I was
No,
not.
he was hanging out his arse, weren't he, on Sunday?
You don't drink enough water.
Some of us had
Ryan,
gone
that's
to
all.
bed, and some of us stayed up, didn't you two?
Truth be known, I couldn't turn up because I was the only driver, and I knew that if I'd have gone there, I would have been shit faced out my face, and with no way of getting back to the hotel.
Shame.
So
It was good. It's
so
good
you
night.
bummed
We
it
had a
with
good
it.
time.
So you got drunk at our hotel.
Mate, the beers just kept appearing in front of me. It was great.
Mark,
got
I
some-
just asked there, Gazette on Saturday and Sunday. Yes, mate. It's an indoor event, over 160 koi carp on display, koi dealers, bonsais and pines, arts and craft. Opening times is Saturday, 16th of August, 9:30 a.m. while 4:30 p.m. Sunday will be the 17th of August, 9:30 a.m. till 3 p.m. Admission is £5 per person, and children under the age of 12 go free. Free parking. And the North of England Koi Show is at Whitburn Church of England's Academy, SR6 7EF.
Well read, Gus.
That was pretty good, that, guys. I was
Done really well there, mate.
Apart from the
And I'm serious. The koi at that show are exceptionally good. Well, they were last year. I'm hoping to see the same this year. To be fair, the same standard.
I think there will be. I think there will be. But they all indicate. I mean, I get to see all of the exhibitors who are coming. I have to keep that under my hat because we can't allow the judges to know who they are.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
from what I've seen, I think it'll be quite exceptional. The show. I think it'll be really good. You
Looking
can never
forward
tell
to it,
because.
mate.
I mean, even my fish, I'll wait until the Friday before I decide which fish actually go there. And we were talking about it today. You know, the preparation starts now for the show. 6 weeks before, and is how long we start with it.
Well, the preparation started in January. Paul.
Well, I suppose it did. Yeah, I suppose it did. But I was thinking more for the exhibitors. The exhibitors have to start now.
No, it was
about
before
what they're gonna do.
January. It was before January. It was just after the show kind of seen last year, wasn't it?
I didn't. No, it would be January. I had a conversation with you because I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this whole publicity side of things for the show, and I had a conversation with you guys, and I said it would happen, and it always never seemed right. It's only now, once we got the national out, that it seemed to be the right time to start.
Yeah, we didn't want to give them too much competition down there at national, did we, Paul? That's what it was.
You well now. We're never going to do that. Us little guys have got to fight for every little person to come through our.
You're going to be swamped now, mate. You know that. Yeah. You keep doing this for the next couple of weeks, I'll run up and you'll be like, shit, we need a bigger free car park.
If anybody wants one of the show vats, right?
Yeah.
That's watching today, right now.
Yeah.
It'll be a fiver.
The first person that puts yes in there, I'll sponsor that.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh, there you go. There you go. First person that was interested in taking part and competing.
Just so you know, I've done the same last year for the young boy show.
We didn't get one person. Oh no, you did get one, didn't you? We got one guy.
And Rick, he took not Rick New Forest, Rick Avon. He took best newcomer. And he took a couple of firsts as well with the fish that he exhibited. All right. So if anyone wants it, put yes in the comments by the time we finish, and I'll sponsor it for you.
Well, what was the postcode of the show event?
SR6
SR6 7EF.
Oh, it's close, wasn't it?
Close enough.
Nearly in Scotland, mate.
He would have went to Madge's house at number 24 Summit Crescent. Got me fish.
I did catch a bit earlier where you guys were talking about the number of vats available. Do you know it's not that many vats? There's for a population in the UK of 70 million, there can be only about 250 vats available. If you think there's 8, I believe there's 8 koi shows, and say there's 30
Lee's going. He's bought a vat.
Lee, please tell me you're showing at the Northeast
as well.
What's that?
You're showing at the Northeast. I'll sponsor your vat for you.
I don't think I can because it's kind of close to the other ones.
Well,
you've got more than enough fish tap.
Yeah,
I have. I got a load of fish. Yeah,
you have got a load of fish.
I would love to, but it's 7.5 hours drive for me.
Yeah, it's good drive.
7 hours for me as well. Yeah,
5 or 6.
It's not about the drive. It's about, we were just saying about, it's getting together as a group of lads and having a good time at an event where we can talk about fish.
Are you going, Crafty?
Boxes as well, if you want.
Are you going, Crafty?
I'm going.
Mate.
Lee's going.
Me and Gaz are going.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Well, you're working the show.
No, we're doing auction koi apparently because
we've just been told
last year someone had a bit of a fucking say about auction fish, so Paul made me very mandatory that I did it.
Come on, Lee, get yourself up there with a vat of fish.
I don't think there's any vats left, is there?
No,
yeah,
there is. There is. And if you type in yes right now, you will get it for free because Crafty will pay it for you.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, I will.
After
When
Brian
is it?
offered
August?
it,
When is it?
16th and let me tell you, it's the 16th and 17th.
Hang on.
August.
Have you got anything booked in August, Lee, other than the the Great British Koi Show? I don't think you have you?
Oh, well,
No,
we've
just
got
the
his
Great British,
diary.
yeah.
Matt, type in yes. Mark says he'll send the chopper. I didn't even hear you land it, Mark, when you were there at weekend, mate. I was like,
I did, mate. It was right in the centre ring. Did you not see it?
I missed it. You just couldn't tap me on the shoulder. I'll send the chopper.
Come on, Eric. Get yourself in, mate. I'll sponsor you that if you want a show. Or you, Cole.
In fact, listen, I know this guy that's part of the family Oxo. Do you want me to see if I can have a chat with Oxo and see if we can get a bit more of a sponsor for you as well.
Let's
Love
get it
to.
in.
Yeah.
Never know. Never know. We'll have a word with him.
Let's get it in.
See if we can catch him while he's out of his padded room one day.
This show and the people that are friends of this show, right? We've got a proper good audience, proper good panelists, right? We can make that happen, surely. Come on.
Now, hang on now, Crafty. So you're going up to work it, or you're just going up to attend it?
No, I'm working it.
Or you've
He's the
actually
main
taken-
sponsor.
He's the main sponsor for the show.
Well, shit the bed.
He's
You
come
best
up
get
with
up there.
let's be honest, Perfect Aquatics came up with the money to make sure that they were main sponsors of the show. Absolutely. Let's not we all have a laugh and what have you. But early days when I wait, let me say this. Early days when I needed the support and I was have a committee and the people were a bit unsure about me, it was the backing that I got from Anthony Day that made it all happen. Once I had that backing,
I'd also
then
like to add to that.
I had the strength to be able to then push things forward, and everybody then came on board.
I mean,
I'm gonna
true
orgasm.
dedication from Crafty, because he had to sell shares in McDonald's so that he could get that money to Paul as well.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Why the fuck do I get so much shit about
Eric
eating
Coleman,
at
yes,
McDonald's?
we've got
Like,
a yes.
like no one else can afford it.
We've got a yes.
There we go.
Lee, you just lost your free back.
What's that?
Lee, I'll do you as well if you want.
Better put my name. You better put my name down then, didn't you?
Oh, yes.
Only if everyone else is going.
We're going.
We're all going.
We have to go. There is no
We're not.
choice.
It's not.
Lee, wait a minute. Lee, they've got ramen for lunch.
Yeah, we've even got the menu for you to have a look at.
That's a bit of peer pressure, isn't it? I love this live peer pressure, bullying. You're going, son.
I'll pop up with a couple of kahaku then.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. You've now got yourself a full show, Mr. Cunningham.
Thank you so much, guys. I much appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Now
Pour yourself another whiskey.
I'm gonna celebrate.
Have a wee dram.
Yeah.
Eric, you're gonna fucking smash it, especially with that fish in that
Anthony.
picture, right?
Anthony,
Yeah.
who are you going up with?
Me.
Just your own?
Yeah.
Right, book a double room then, and I'll help you when you stand.
Oh, fucking done.
Oh, yes.
Bush.
Yeah, I do.
And you got to do the
By the
auction,
way.
Ryan.
Who's what?
You've got to do the auction. Dowdy,
Oh, yeah, Lee, we've got the auction to do as well, by the way.
Up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live auction. on that.
So we're definitely doing an auction. We're not going to do a raffle with your fish, Ryan.
If you do the
No, we're
auction
not
live on
doing it.
YouTube, mate,
Why
you get more
don't
money.
you do a bit of both?
Well, my rationale for this was I wanted to have people come to the show. I wanted the numbers through the door, and the idea was that if I could have, and Ryan told me about this, that we'll earn far more money by doing an online auction. However, I think a bigger draw is to have Ryan Stoddard pick out some fish that he's saying are good enough to come to the show. So he's putting his own reputation on these fish, and that will be a massive draw.
They've got to be good.
That will be a massive draw to people. When Ryan says these are amazing.
But
You know, it's gonna make me pick 'em
No,
right,
no,
Paul.
sorry, I rephrase that. When Ryan says these are truly, truly amazing fish, then
Paul,
that's
can
going to bring people to the show.
I make a suggestion though, Paul?
Can
When
we compete?
When you've got crowds of people gathering around for the auction, you make sure that Ryan stood on the pedestal so they can see him.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
When
shit,
Ryan's
Paul.
doing the auction, he's got to wear my silver tracksuit.
Yes.
Oh,
What
no.
happened-
Number
I saw
one.
that last year. What happened to that this year?
What the fuck? This is getting worse. So I've got to stand on a stool in silver trousers. For
Yeah,
fuck's
and
sake.
some Greg's clogs.
Wow.
Sounding good, isn't it?
All right.
Yeah.
Better
That's
start
very good.
conditioning some fish then, aren't I? So I've got that show and then the Newark show the weekend after. Jesus Christ.
Same
Yeah.
for me. Lee, it's the
Same
same
for
for
me.
me. It's the same for me. It's exactly the same for me, and I must be giving you guys 30 years here, I think. By the look, maybe 20 years.
You've got to
10
say,
on Matt.
you know something, Paul. I don't know how many fish Ryan's donating, which is
12.
14.
Don't give in to that, boy, for fuck's sake.
No, seriously, I think 4 is a great number. 4 or 5 is a great number. I think that's a fabulous number.
You know, I want
to Sunderland for fucking 4 fish.
you know,
But the quality of them, Ryan, this truly amazing quality that you're talking about, and well, privately between us, we've had these conversations, and
now you just made it public.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Ryan,
now's the time to shine, mate. Don't let anything fucking slip, will you? Don't miss anything out. No.
No. Well, I saw the computer, didn't I? When I was up there at your neck of the woods, and you started to show me some of the fish on your laptop.
Oh, it's secret
well, this
fish.
is a possible. Yeah, bloody hell, they were good. Oh, no, I've got to take my hat off to you. They were really, really good. I was impressed with them. I can't wait to see them up at our show, though. Some of them.
Right. Truth of the matter is, right, as dealers, right, we do find it important to support the show scene, right? And it's a big outlay for any business, right? We don't ask for anything back. All we ask for is totally right, Ryan. You know, you took the words out of my mouth. All we ask for is just a thank you. All right.
Part of the reasoning behind what I did this year at the National Koi Show was why what I didn't do was because of that absolute reason was that. And I'm going to be honest about that now in public. I don't care what comes back of that. That's all I asked for. You're giving £2,000 worth of fish weight prior year for a late thing that me and Lee put together for that auction. We did not get one single thank you for doing that.
That's bad.
Yeah. Now you've got to.
And this year, let's look at the positives. This year to do it, and I tell you now, the comments and shit I received was quite frankly disgraceful for giving fish away of my own money from my own company. I'm not doing that. No, sorry, I don't agree with that. And you know what? Paul McLennan had already asked me the prior year. So let's face it, for any company, they deserve that this year. They asked me. I shot them down in flames last year. They asked me, and I said I will stand by them 1,000,000% because I think there's a great thing happening there as well. And then obviously, Paul came along and asked, and I thought, you know what? Why not? You know what I mean? That's a simple fact. To support something, help, you know, the Northeast does grow, and it is growing. Hopefully, the plans for the future, the show grows even more, like the Great British has done, in that way or shape or format. But you know, end of the day, as dealers will stand behind that. But yeah, that's basically all we ask for. It's as simple as that. Is a thank you. And when that's not received,
we do it as dealers because we love. It's nothing to do with the business. We love. Well, I'm talking for myself. I love just being around all the people that enjoy what I enjoy, you know, which is the koi, you know, and that's why I want to get behind some of the smaller shows because I really think, and I stand by this, I've said it before, that the smaller shows need a bit more support from Joe Public out there because that is the only way we're going to grow the hobby in the show scene and be able to give us somewhere to meet all over the country, even the ones that we got now, irrespective of what club it is or what section. All right. If we can support them more and grow that more, that just gives us more to do as a hobbyist. Yeah. You know, it gives us more to look forward to throughout the year.
It'd be nice
than just being the national, you know?
Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to see the kois. I mean, what was the years gone by? Tons and tons and tons of shows. And we're now down to 8 if we're lucky. It'd be nice.
Here's the thing, though, that me and Crafty were discussing before we come on tonight was people like Paul McLennan and Paul Cunningham have all come to us and asked their opinions and thoughts of what they think from a dealer's perspective should happen at their show, or what could we do to make it any better, or what could we do in this way or that way or whatever. Never get that at National. There's only one chairman prior to who's been available now is Paul Henderson that actually asked us those specific questions. Now, how I feel, we are not entitled to a fucking opinion whatsoever as a dealer, quite frankly, at National Koi Show. We turn up, we're all like soldiers, we've got to do as we're fucking told, and that's the end of it. That's how I feel about it. And I said to the chairman this year, you know what, for me, it's not about money. If I don't enjoy something, I'll not quite frankly do it. And that is my opinion right now for me, where I stand.
Nah, Ryan, that's no good. You've got to enjoy it. Everything. This. Obviously, I'm the only hobbyist here. Well, I would say I was the only hobbyist here in this on here.
Like 3 shows in 19.
Well, I don't know, Lee. Are you a hobbyist? Are you still a hobbyist?
Of course I am. I tattoo for a living.
Well, yeah, I don't know. You're moving into the professional ranks. You're moving into the
How do you, why do you think that?
Well, this YouTube side of things that you've got is immense. It's having you give a green light or say yes, I'll attend is immense.
It's going to cost you a hand job. I'm not going to lie, Paul.
Yeah, he's going to make you work.
I've got volunteers. Honestly, I've got volunteers for that.
There we are.
Big Irishman.
As long
Big
as they
Irishman
wash their hands or wear a glove, I don't mind.
Yeah. No, but seriously.
Have they got to have a bit of Vaseline on it as well, Lee? Just so it don't fall
A handful
down
of dry
too
rice, please.
far. Dry rice.
Dry
Okay,
rice.
that's fair enough.
God.
The thing that has to happen for everybody, it has to be. It has to be fun. It can't be something that we all look at and go, God, this was terrible, or just unenjoyable. It's like what Ryan said, like Ryan coming away from a show and thinking, not so keen. Sad indictment of the show. We need to make sure that whatever happens, you have fun on these things, and it's a good laugh. That's the big thing. Everything you do should be a good laugh.
Well, I didn't enjoy it this year, guys. Honestly, I'm not saying that. Just in
Rest in peace.
general, for me, I've got to have a really good feeling inside. Yeah, it's like when I do the Japanese koi shows. You can't buy that feeling. Honestly, you can't buy it. I tell you now, this year, especially in April, money couldn't buy what I felt inside. You know, when I got to National, I was like, yeah, and then all of a sudden, there's always something happens around there, or there's something, and I think, what the fuck are we all doing here at times? But then we do it because we love the hobby, and this is what we want to see it strive, and we want to see perfection at them koi shows and make them better each year. But the National, we are not physically. I don't know how you feel about it, Kraft, or anyone that sees it from outside, but we aren't entitled to an opinion at all.
Yeah, well,
Nah, sad. No, you're entitled. You're entitled. If I'm doing a show, please give me a feedback. What we can do to make the koi show scene better.
I mean, we've spoke a lot, Paul, haven't we? You know,
Yeah.
Because you know,
many times.
When we do, it's a good conversation with ideas and you know, etc. It's nice as a dealer to have a little bit of input. I'm not asking to take over the show, never have. Right, but here's some ideas. Try this, try that. I mean, one thing that we're good at is marketing, for example. You know,
well, it's this whole reason. The whole reason why I went down this route was because of this. We can generate a lot of interest, and we can get the message out. I firmly believe that in my part of the world, a lot of people who have an interest in koi, have koi, didn't know that the Northeast Koi Club existed, and that they had a show annually. No idea that happened. And it's only by using this medium that we get the word out. My phone is lit up here with all the people sending me messages coming through, and I'm having to just scroll them around. It does work. This modern way of doing things, this modern way of getting the
internet's been out half my life. It's not modern. It's just the fact that the BKKS buried their heads with it for so many years. This has been here forever.
True, but it's always been. Let me just interrupt. It's always been treated with a great deal of suspicion. And
well, let me interrupt. Right, so
you'll never interrupt me. Let me put a light on because I'm getting.
He's had a whiskey. He's gone.
When you look at the koi show scene, all right, now more than ever, right, social media handles are the way to put out how it works. Right, it's been proven by the National. It's been proven by the by the Great British Koi Show. All right, it's been proven by the Junior Koi Show as well, which you know we had a big influx last year, like supporting them, and where they are this year in comparison is mental, and that's just through social media. And unfortunately, some of the other sections that put shows on, they get left behind in that because the people that chair, and I don't mean to sound disrespectful, they don't have that level of knowledge when it comes to the digital side of marketing or working with YouTubers or whatever to help get that message out. And that's why platforms like what Gav puts together here now is so good. My channel, Lee's channel especially, it all makes a big difference.
And Anthony, it's all about being positive.
Absolutely.
I have no skills whatsoever in this. This is totally alien to me. But it's all about being positive and taking the positives out of everything, and not
you don't
ignore the negatives and just concentrate on the positives.
You just need a good group of people around you. This is the same thing like Alan just said there. Alan Tate should have way more influence around the BKKS National Koi Show for me. He's the most screwed on fucking cookie I've ever met at any koi show. I'm not blowing smoke. He's on a level for everybody. I think him being head judge this year proved exactly what we've all seen today in results. Fucking spot on, as per usual. No fault, no complaints. Spot on.
Yeah, no negatives from the exhibiting side this year. It's been brilliant. Yeah,
none from any really good. The results were absolutely spot on, 100%. And I'm not being funny.
Is that down to Alan?
Partly.
It's a team, isn't it?
He's not scared to pull against somebody, though. This is the problem. If there's a problem, he'll quite happily he'll pull it up and go, right, that needs sorted. I know that for a fact.
Alan's a force. I mean, I'm fortunate that he's up in my part of the world, so I've known him for many and many years. But he's a force of nature when it comes to putting his opinion across, isn't he?
I mean, don't get me wrong, I owe him one or two fucking good knucklings, but apart from that, yeah, he's fine.
I tell you what, I spent the last 2 days. I spent the last 2 days setting up the national with him. He doesn't like to get his hands dirty. I can tell you that now.
We shall set you free.
I'm only joking, Alan.
But we had the same conversation though about even the amount of dealers and stuff at the National Koi Show. Now, again, I don't know who's in charge of that part of it, and it's not about me. And Crafty was on about this as well before the show. If there was not a stars and stripes system, but a bit more control around it, me and Alan had the same conversation as he did with Crafty, and I think he hit the nail on head for me. Absolutely, every thought I had about what dealers shouldn't be there, was spot on for me. Honestly, I think he just needs way more influence around that Koi Show, just as. Not in charge, but as voice of reason to say, look, this. But again, does he get listened to? No. Someone who's been around. I've known Alan since. Jesus, I've grown up with Alan's fucking. I've grown up with him for years, and he's been around for years. Like, there's no one out there that's got his.
He is so Jurassic, it's unreal, isn't it?
He is so old.
Generally on a level though of a solid koi hobby, he's got a fucking eye for koi. He's
Do you look at him more in that uncle or granddad?
Nah, more Uncle Knobhead really at family. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but,
Uncle Bryn.
Yeah, getting on the knees and wears a vest and snakeskin shoes and all that.
We're all saying about social media and the rest of it, and there's a section of the BKKS that won't let any YouTubers be a member.
Which one's that?
Right, I can't.
Lee, are you a member of the BKKS?
Yeah, of course I am. I support them every year.
So not the BKKS, but there's a section, and someone will have to help me out here. But I'm sure if you're a YouTuber, you've got a YouTube channel, they don't want you. Period.
It don't matter anyway because you don't get out for your membership anyway, Rick, apart from an ID.
It's not about getting out for your membership, is it? It's about if you're trying to promote a show and fill your vats, social media is kind of the way forward.
They need the YouTubers.
Somebody, whoever that is, somebody.
It doesn't have to be YouTube either.
So it's somebody that has made that fucking executive decision
is racist.
They need a slap.
YouTubist.
They need a slap, right? Because YouTube is not the be all and end all of what we do in the toys. You know
what they're showing. What that I think came about was because they're showing loyalty to one person for doing the photos, videos, etc., etc.
I don't know.
Yeah, but again, right? So, and I'll say it how it is. If there's certain business arrangements in place, that no one can stop anyone that is not business orientated and using their platform, no one can stop you filming. It's actually
Yorkshire section.
Really? Okay. But that's a thing, right? We don't know. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Right.
I think.
Well, I don't think so because I'm sure Joe, from Koi's perspective, is is a member up there, and he's a YouTuber.
Yeah, mate, you can't stop people doing YouTube.
He's not daft. He was a member and then become a YouTuber.
Maybe
That's probably it.
All right, you can't stop YouTubers from doing it. It's physically well above the law to film and take photos where you feel fit in a public place, irrespective of whether you've hired a hall. You can't stop people taking photos.
This is the thing about YouTubers, right? Okay, so 5 years ago, I think I done my first national koi show. I booked my VAT about 2 weeks before the show, and there's still loads of availabilities for VATs there. Okay.
Now
you've got to be up at 12 o'clock to book one, and I wonder why that is.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
that's it. And that's the truth.
The YouTubers have changed, Lee. When I first saw YouTubers coming to the national, all they did was that they were what I'll say is they've become more sophisticated. They've learned that trade. When we first saw YouTubers, basically all they did was photograph each other, or they photographed the stands. They were never, very few of them were interested in the fish. Now they're a lot more sophisticated. They're a lot more clued up as to what gets them a lot of views. And
when I first met Lee back at South Eastleigh, I mean, all them years ago when he was doing it, like compared to what you are now, completely different.
About 5 years ago, that was, I think.
The Hiatsori twins. That's what kicked it off.
Yeah, the Shinoda twins.
The Shinoda twins. That's right.
That's it. I think I had about 200 followers then.
Yeah,
I remember.
Awesome.
Yeah.
A lot more sophisticated.
Don't get me wrong. There's a load of shit on YouTube of what people say and whatnot, and unfortunately, not everyone's right in what they say. But the question that people don't ask is, right, where did they hear that from? Right, let's put them right. And it's like, as long as you can put them right, I certainly do my fair share of calling out when I know that something isn't right. Right, and people take me as they find me. They'll either listen or they won't. But everyone's got an opinion to what they do, and unfortunately, I think that there's a lot of stigma around certain YouTubers. Not everyone, but some. Right, when they get it wrong, it becomes I don't know what they're fucking doing, and quite rightly so, they don't. Yeah. But rather than saying that, what you do is say, right, let's put you right, and let's start growing that person. All right, that's taken his time out to film stuff, right, and put him on the right track, so we then get someone that is spreading the right information. Use their platform.
Crafty, you said right 22 times in that paragraph.
Did you count them?
Yeah.
Right.
Never heard so many rights in my life.
Because I'm thinking, I'm being as politically correct as I possibly can.
Listen, there's lots of YouTubers, man. I watch all the YouTubers. I mean, I don't comment on anything, but I do watch them. I'm subscribed to as many as I know about. Do you know what I mean? And there's more all the time. But the thing is with YouTubers, you got to understand that koi keeping is like a ladder, isn't it? There's always one on the first run of a ladder who's learning. And there's always someone above you on the ladder. So you can always learn from someone, and someone can always learn from you. So you need to help the person behind you to be able to push. Well, do you know what I mean? There's always someone above you. So there's like, for instance, I don't know, someone who's not very senior in the hobby. Other people are watching him because they understand what he's talking about. They're probably one run behind him. But then when we're talking on here about, I don't know, stupid stuff about fukurin, wheat germ, onishi flow, and all this kind of mad stuff, they don't understand it. So they'll come back off the ladder and they'll slowly progress all the way through. So I think there's a gap on YouTube for everyone. I mean, obviously the information they give, like what you were saying, I mean, sometimes need to be taken with a pinch of salt, but like, I mean, I think people should learn from their mistakes off YouTube and then probably put some good advice out that they've learned from. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think there's a space for everyone on YouTube, and I think the more exposure koi has, and the more exposure the koi shows have, and all that kind of stuff positively, is only going to be good for the hobby. That's been proven for the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, since I was doing it, I looked up to Tim, quality Nishnagoy, that's how I built my ponds. You know, without that, I wouldn't be doing this now. Do you know what I mean? You're talking Andy Day and Decoy and you know what I mean, Vince and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you know, there was only a handful there, but you watch them and that's how you grow. That, you know, because like, I mean, I don't know anyone around here to talk to about koi. My old man's dead. I mean, he couldn't keep him alive anyway, so probably good. But
Wolfie
you know
doesn't
what I
listen,
mean?
does he?
I mean, it's good to watch all these things, and I think it's a really big part of the hobby. It's the same as any hobby. You think about whatever. If you're into model aeroplanes, dude, go and watch YouTube. You'll learn all the different products, all the different techniques. It's exactly the same with keeping koi, isn't it?
I think over the years, Lee, everything's changed, and I think everybody struggled to make that change. You know, I know, for instance, somebody last year that wanted to be a judge and got not disqualified but not accepted because they had an association with a YouTuber. You know, that's just antiquated. That's the old days.
How do we know that, though? How do we know that's true?
I don't even. I can't even. Who was that? I don't even know about that.
I won't say, but I know it is true. But that's just the change that things have got to be made. You know, YouTube has definitely 100% made a big difference to the koi industry.
Oh, without a doubt.
100%.
I mean, YouTube.
So what's next? If it will it just continue growing as it's going, or will there be a sudden change and all of a sudden you'll move on to
It'll
TikTok?
be virtual next, mate.
No, but it's
Next
called
time it'll be
content
virtual.
I don't
providers, isn't
agree.
it?
I don't agree. It'll be virtual. I
Because
see
it is. It's the future.
Well, the amount of I look at YouTubers and the first thing you guys want to do when you're doing it is a get together. You look at how human beings want to get together and share like-minded things. So by going virtual, yes, it has its place.
But that means you can get together. Going virtual, Paul, means you can get together throughout the whole world. There's no boundaries. There's no having to go to an airport.
What I'm actually talking about is actually physical contact with other human beings. Look at it. You guys did one where you went down to Rick's place at the New Forest and had a whale of a time. God, and that was YouTubers all.
It was expensive for that, but yeah, we had a nice time actually.
Yeah. I've only still seen that fish once as well.
Well, you need, mate.
But it's true. You yes, there is a place for this virtual reality. No, it's not. It is a reality. This virtuality, but coming together, human beings coming. I'm full of them. Coming together is the big thing. Look at the national. Look at the amount of people that were all different groups, different.
I think
different parts of the world. My friends that come from Burton and Trent, Manchester, the Northeast, and Yorkshire. We only really get together at shows and that, but that's the one big thing. We talk about it for weeks before we get there, and it's human beings want to get together and discuss the things that we have in common.
But
Paul, you're using virtual reality now to make that gathering happen. Yes, I fully agree with that.
Yeah.
Yes. So YouTubers, because they become more sophisticated, have a major part of it. Look at me. I mean, I know very little about the internet and all that kind of thing, and I'm being dragged into this position. But I'm utilising it to publicise the North of England Koi Show on the 16th
and when is it?
of August. 16th and 17th of August. Just in case I didn't mention that. But it works. It works amazingly well.
Listen, if I come up there, am I guaranteed to see Cheryl Cole?
Yeah, she lives in Surrey, but do I?
Yeah, there's more chance.
She might go over and see her mum and dad for the weekend.
I think that's a good point there, doesn't it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, without social media, koi industry would be spending lots more on advertising, and I believe it would be as many young people. There wouldn't be as many young people joining the hobby. Where else can you watch videos on Japan trips?
Yeah, very true. Very true.
We were talking about this. Who was I talking? I was talking to someone exactly about this thing about bringing young people into the hobby, and unfortunately, guys, people in their 30s and 40s are young people in this hobby, because to be in this hobby, you need to own your own house pretty much and have the money to build a pond.
You're right, Lee.
I mean,
unless your
15 and
parents are going to allow you
16-year-olds.
to dig a great big hole in the garden.
And you can't. So the young people in this hobby are 30 or 40 years old.
We had this
That's the way that
conversation.
this hobby is.
We had that conversation last year. So looking at the age of people, like your subscribers, Lee, when you look at your stats and who your subs are, right? 30, 40, 50-year-olds are your main bag, right?
Yeah. 18. What's it got? Like 18 to, what is it? The thing?
24.
18 to 24. I've probably got about 3%.
Yeah.
And then 24 to like 30 or something, maybe 24. And then they're all above that.
Right, 13 from the ages of 13 to 17, 0. 18 to 24, 0. 25 to 34, 15.5%. 35 to 44, 28.8%. 45 to 54, 26.2%. 55 to 64, 27.2%. And 65 years plus, 7.3%. So the highest category that I've got is 55 to 64-year-old people that are enjoying this hobby.
And that is the average age of a koi keeper.
And on top of that, only 11% of those are female and 89% of those are male.
Which is quite natural.
That makes sense.
A lot of girls don't like touching slimy fish.
That's it. Yeah, a lot of girls are not really into the hobby, isn't it? It's
there is
volleyball. There's going to be more women play volleyball than anything else, isn't there?
So you've identified the problem. You've identified the issues.
Yeah, only 66% of them are subscribed.
How do you resolve those issues? How do we get younger people to get so I'm doing this rule. Christ, I'm far too old to be doing this. How is it that somebody much younger is not taking this position on?
Well,
and how do you
bullshit to start off with? That'd be a good start, wouldn't it?
What's that?
We've got to bring
a good idea. Actually, if you want to get younger people into the hobby, then we should have a koi show and a rave.
Yeah, exactly. That'd do it.
A koi show and a car burnout. A koi show and five-a-side football. No, but you can't. Like I said, you can't persuade a young person that hasn't got a property and hasn't got money because they're obviously in university or they're building up. They've got a young family. It's all people that are going to be. I'm not saying it's everyone, but I'm. You need a house and you need money. You need funds to be able to make a pond. Making a pond isn't exactly cheap, is it? Even if you do it like kind of on a budget, you've still got to run it. Do you know what I mean? Most people at 20-year-old are going down the pub trying to like pull.
Yeah.
And the last thing they want to do is come back drunk, wake up in the morning with a hangover and go, fuck, I got to pull a scale on that chag tomorrow.
You look at where the hobby was
packed in.
Look at where the hobby was in the 90s, right? With regards to so many koi shows, etc. But then you look at the social demographics of what it was like living in the 90s versus now, right? People were able to get on the property ladder in their early 20s.
Yeah, maybe,
right?
but yeah.
Now, you're looking mid-30s before you're even getting your first home, right? And all the homes that are being built now have also got a lot smaller gardens. Things are a lot more expensive. And that's where I think you see that swing in what it was to where it is now. It's not that there's not a lot of interest in koi. It's the fact that people don't own homes. They haven't got a garden. And if they're renting, they won't spend money on a pond, right? There's that social demographic has changed so much over the last 30 years that it has that knock-on effect, especially when you've got a hobby that is garden related, because if you ain't got a garden, then you won't have that interest. We see loads of people coming through the shop that are youngsters that absolutely love it. And when you ask them, it's like, I can't have a pond. We can't change that. So all we can change is what we do with the people that we've got and what we're living in now. Put something on for people who aspire to get somewhere.
I mean, the hobby has adopted an age group for a reason, for these limitations of having a pond and needing money to do it. And you've just got to work the problem. You've got to work with what you've got. My old man once told me. My old man once told me something extremely useful. Whenever I come into a situation like this, he used to go, "Son, remember, you can only fuck with the cock you got, and that's it. So you've got to work with what we got, fellas, and that's it."
But there is a massive difference you can do, though. This day and age, you can have a temporary koi pond that is a 50 quid, chuck me up, semi-rigid swimming pool that's perfectly adequate for a couple of years if you're in renting accommodation, whatever. We know about filtration. And then you go down a whole new school of thought. Why can we not develop a koi keeping game, a koi farming game that's virtual, that you do with Football Manager, you do with whatever? If you're a kid, my little boy would rather go fishing on the computer than he would go
in real life.
That's actually a good thing. Making some sort of a game would be cool. Can you remember when you came down, Ryan, and Wolf made a little koi pond on Minecraft?
Yeah, I actually watched that video over there.
It was class, mate. I've made a few of them now. I love it.
But you imagine you could go through the process where you get your collection of fish, you go to shows, you compete virtually online with not even real fish, but you're getting involved in it. That's where you'll go.
Now we just need to get Amstrad or Sony to buy into it.
Who? Amstrad don't exist anymore.
Jesus Christ.
Capcom. We'll get Capcom. Hello, mate.
Elon Musk is
anymore either.
So that's another thing, actually. Jake Paul and all that kind of stuff. I think if celebrities got into it more and showed a bit more, oh man, this is cool. Mate, you know Brad Pitt has got 3 or 4 ponds over in America. Do you know that?
Madonna has as well. And Guy Ritchie.
Yeah,
So maybe if this is a good one for Ryan. Ryan's loaded. You pay me to go over to America and I'll film all the ponds, get it really cool and funky, and we'll start selling some more ponds to everyone.
Over there already. It is massive over there, isn't it?
But I think that's another thing. Mate, America's getting massive now, isn't it, Ryan? It's taken a little bit of a while, but that's going to get huge. And then that's going to draw in a lot younger people that's going to want to do it, because it's going to be celebrities, people like Jake Paul and all that kind of stuff that's kicking around and doing it, you know?
But it doesn't answer the problem in this country where we're concerned that you haven't got the space to do it. The only way you can do it with a temporary pond, which everyone turns their nose up at. We've got koi keepers that have had 5-6 years, that literally a semi-rigid swimming pool where they keep their fish and grow them. And okay, it's not a concrete glass window pond, but actually for 75 quid, they're enjoying the hobby.
Yeah.
I mean, like the kits are quite good. Like Carl from CWD Pond does those like nice little kits with the box welded liner and what you call it,
sleeper pond,
railway sleepers and all that kind of stuff. I think they're really amazing. I think they're really cool. I think you do those as well, don't you, Matt?
But they are still for the average teenager living at home.
Still quite expensive.
Yeah.
But you had the perfect opportunity to pipe up there.
To pipe up the Yas from.
Happy, you know me, I talk the truth. There's no point skirting around it.
To be honest with you, 5 years ago, if you go right back on my channel, my very first video is a little compilation of all my Instagram stories. And I made during lockdown, I got a liner for about 100 quid or 150 quid. I made a 500-gallon thing with a second-hand Nexus. That worked amazing. Yeah, I got a bit of bacterial, but I didn't know what I was doing.
The best video you ever done. The best video you ever done was when you fiberglass for the first time.
Oh, man.
Tears and snot down there.
That was so bad. I didn't know how toxic it was.
Oh, man, that was
yeah.
I'm not joking. I went in Lidl the other day and they had seriously 2.5 meter semi-rigid pools for 65 quid. Right? That is a koi pond. You need to put bang on filter some sort on it.
People start themselves out on that journey, mate.
Well, but that's the thing. You start there, a few little koi, a few goldfish, whatever. Where does everyone start? With something small, when
Well,
you want to go bigger and better.
Actually, the reason I've got a koi pond is because of my grandfather and my father. All right. And then obviously go off to the army, come back, wait till I get a house, and then build one. So actually, there's more. I think there's more people doing the hobby now in the last 5 years. You know, I'm new at it, but it seems to be that there's more people doing it. All of these people have probably got kids, so they're planting seeds. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of time, but they're planting seeds, and they're going to, when they've got their houses, they're going to remember their dad's koi pond and remember how much money he spends on fluke treatments and bypasses it. But apart from that,
but that's how it is, mate. I think we all start somewhere, don't we?
Coming off the subject, following on from what Lee just said, fluke treatment. Fluke X have had to go back to retesting, and there won't be any product available until the end of the month.
Did we make that happen?
Sorry?
Did we make that happen?
all I can say about that, Matt, is thank God you don't need it, because we've all got PP at our hands.
No, I think there was rather knockout results after use that sparked a few bits of interest. You know, but let's just say that from the feedback that I've received from those that have used it, I've not used it. I've not opened the packet yet, but there's been a hell of a lot of good reports of what it's achieved, but there's been some catastrophes at the same time.
Yeah.
Is it a new flu treatment, is it?
Yeah.
From where?
From what I hear, it knocks them for fucking six.
It kills the flukes.
Yeah.
Pretty close to killing the horse.
Fluke X, it's called.
Fluke X.
What?
Is that the actual brand name, is it?
Yeah. Fluke.
What? Just that's their first product onto the market or something?
No, Vetark. No, Vetark's got loads of products.
Yeah, they've got loads of products available. One thing that was said, though, which was quite interesting, because I never even actually thought about it, was when you do your treatments, who tries to get their water level higher than what their highest level is, if that makes sense?
Doesn't make sense.
So if for the basic nonsensical people like you, Crafty, if your water level is normally there, would you try to raise the water level up to there when you do treatment?
Why?
No.
So the comment that was made was
Flukes are climbing out and sitting on the sides.
no, but they will survive in a damp environment. If you look around,
I know what you mean. So you're getting it into all the saturated bits under your copings and all that.
So if they've been in an area where the water level has dropped below due to evaporation, and then you treat, they could still be existing within there. You top back up again, and out they all come.
Yes.
Right.
That's just clutching straws. I think you're going to have flukes after any treatment. It's just going to knock them back, isn't it? I don't think you can get rid of everything in your pond, can you?
Who isolates their pond when they add a treatment? Or do people just keep that pump going? So the filter in the first couple of hours starts to work straight away. I've started to isolate my pond at home. Now, if I put any treatment in, I'll isolate the pond for a couple of hours. So the treatment just sits in the main pond. After a couple of hours, I'll open the pond up so it starts to go through the filtration. So
the comment, and I'm again the second time tonight only repeating what has been said to me.
Yeah.
Was the backy shower is the worst place to harbour parasites. And it's because the parasite could survive in a damp environment that not necessarily over an effective period that the treatments would actually kill that parasite. And it sits there in a damp environment, and 3 days later, it re-enters the water. And they were saying the backy shower is the main place. So the backy shower should be stripped. Go on.
I was just going to say, while we're talking about...
well, they were saying the backy shower should be stripped down and submersed in the treatment whilst you're doing the treatment. I know, Rick, you've done what I did at the time.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? But at the same time,
it does make sense, but it's the impracticability of it.
Quick question while we're on the talk of filters. Where's the best position to put your moving bed filter system in your system? Best place?
After your mechanical, isn't it?
That's what I would have thought, mate.
absolutely. Yeah. You don't want to harbour all your big waste in your moving bed filter.
Yeah.
You want that to be clean as possible for your water to pass through.
So through
Rick,
your
you're
mechanical,
going to disagree?
No, I'm not.
Actually, your moving bed is a really good polisher as well.
Just thinking. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where else you're going to put. It's like, where else are you going to put? You're not going to put. I don't know.
it'd have to be, wouldn't it? I mean, it blows the whole theory. Because if you had your waste going through your mechanical or your biological, it'd just be getting smashed to bits and not getting pulled out, wouldn't it? You want it pulled out first, then the bacterial side of things to do what they need to do.
I think, to be honest,
moving
bed ain't not gonna hold any shit anyway, does it? The shit's gonna go through.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you still end up with a lot of build-up of sediment in the bottom corners and stuff when you're dead spots.
I don't think the moving bed would hold anything, but what it would do is it would drag in all the big stuff, smash it up into billions of pieces, push it back out, and just make your water bloody trashed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then if you're going to put a drum after it, doesn't really matter, does it? It'd still take it out.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, so I suppose, different way of thinking.
But best way is to remove the waste and let nice.
Yeah, in an ideal world,
get straight through over your moving bed.
Absolutely. You've got to have clean water going through your moving bed because in any moving bed, depending on the size of it, there will be dead spots within it, and what you're going to have is a build-up of all that crap. Is going to build.
You see Lee's. That thing's moving. There ain't no dead spots in there.
I know. Mine's moving. They're like sort of like huge. I don't know,
How big's your moving bed?
liters. But sorry,
how big's your moving bed?
About 1,000 liters of K1 in it.
Fucking mate, that's an hell of a machine.
It's 1,300 deep, 2 meters long, and 1 meter wide.
It's not far off mine. Mine's 1.5 deep, 1.5 long, and 1 meter wide. I got 750 liters in mine.
Fucking hell, I've been asked for pond liners that size.
Yeah.
It's good though. It works.
I think that people don't have enough biological filtration on their ponds a lot of the time.
Do you know what I dislike is like I don't how many combis. I mean, the size of the like for instance my compact L now. I love the compact L. It does work really well. But the one thing is, the unit is cut in half. So you've got half of the volume is the drum. So let's just say it takes 30,000 liters an hour through it or a bit more, and then you've got the biological area at the back that you can only put 100 liters of K1 in. I mean, it's totally offset. It doesn't. The drum is designed for like a 5,000 gallon pond, and then the amount of K1 would struggle with a 1,500 gallon if you were feeding really hard.
Yeah, well, if you're feeding twice a day, mate, it becomes like it's just about mechanically and biological enough to zap it.
I mean, I love the idea of a combi. It's amazing, but they all seem to be too small, and they should be doubled in size. The bio bet,
Hey,
we've got the original combi at work, right? That as a prototype. The back chamber, so it was the drum. The back chamber was 4 foams that you pulled up. No moving bed, no nothing. It was another foam, and I was like, "That?" I go, "Oh, it polishes the water." I said, "Well, where's the biological? Don't need it. Drum takes all the weight." And honestly, the original one is like 4 sponges and a drum.
Who was that?
Awazi.
Awazi.
The Awazi original. We've still
got. Oh, right. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. They are good drums, mate. The Awazi ones. They're so well made, and there's so much tech in them. But maybe too much tech.
Not enough thinking.
Huh?
Too much tech and not enough thinking.
Yeah.
That was a 20,000 litre pond. No bio in it at all.
But guys, as the host, and I don't want to jump over the mark, I think Koi appreciation is going to be rolled over to next week.
I think it possibly could be because we are literally we
We're
are
gonna
well over now anyway.
Echoes.
We could actually, to be fair, to be completely fair, we haven't got that many. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 that have been entered and 1 from Lee, so 8 in total.
Whack them up then.
Not a very popular one this evening.
Matt's ready for bed.
Right, before you start that, guys, I'm off. Good evening.
Yeah, actually, guys, I'm off as well because I've got some pudding to eat before bed. Trying to put on some weight, ready for Lanzarote.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
Well,
boy.
it's lovely talking to you, fellas, and I guess I'll see you in the northeast then, Paul.
I look forward to it. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Take a
He's got
bite
the
of single
bill.
malt for
See you
him.
all tomorrow, boys.
See you soon, Rude. Cheers, Lee.
Yeah.
And then there was 5.
And then there was 5. This ain't going to take so long, obviously. Like I said, we ain't got too many to look at. The first one, which is
what's the, is it Matsuba, is it?
Matsuba.
Well, there'll be loads of Matsubas out there.
Matsuba.
You'll have to look up my nose because I can't see these. I've got it on my phone. and the very photos I've got on
That's Eric Gorman's fish, isn't it?
Nice. It's in a chance of winning. If we only got one in it, it could be the winner.
Yeah.
No, I give it second place if it's
Don't
not.
start that again.
That's the first one,
Nice.
and it's
England would be good.
Eric's.
First one, then that one.
A bit of a Deutsch Kajaku going on.
Yeah, so I'm not really. Yeah, we're stretching it with that one, I do believe.
Scales are massive, aren't they?
Yeah, mate, took the words out of my mouth. They're huge old scales, aren't they?
And that one's a 54 Deutsch Key Matsuba Aoki. The one before is a 62 cm Gin Deutsch Matsuba, a Fuji. New Forest Koi.
Oh, here we are. It's got to be
There we
quality.
are. Oh, look at this.
Fucking yellow dragon.
If the scales were better on the shoulder, mate, it would be all right, wouldn't it? Who's done this filming?
I don't know. I was just,
No, but it's
to
good.
be honest, I was nearly just about to ask you that myself.
But I've done a photo of this fish just to show the difference in colour. Because the video and a photo are so different.
Wow.
Isn't it? If you're buying a fish with a photo, there's nothing, there's no change there. That's just a difference.
That's the same fish.
Same fish, same day, same time, same place, same bowl.
We had that before, don't we? To be fair.
So
Nightmare.
you were talking about virtual koi shows and the like. That just
There you
shows
go.
you can. God knows what happens.
We can do it quite easily. There we go. Deutsch Miziogon.
Nice as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was Matsuba's.
It is, mate. It's a Matsuba.
Yeah.
Call it what you like. It's still a Matsuba. Yellow Dragon, if you want. Peach, that's Peach Dragon, that one.
Well, it's got to be worth 1,500 quid then.
This one, Otsuka Nisai, not allowed to take it out, but we get to appreciate it in the pond. Oh,
I do like them. They're nice.
I like that. That's a Matsuba.
you know what? I have seen hundreds of Matsubas today, hundreds of them, and I've graded through hundreds of them today. Both me and Ryan, way more than what we thought we had.
Yeah, I've got a shit ton of them as well.
But they are good Wagoy ones.
Yeah, we've got some exception. If anybody is interested and wants a really nice,
I've got plenty for sale.
we've got tons. And the option of them being grown on a little bit because they actually are just being moved into a grown pond.
There was a special order from Atsuka, mate.
Nah.
In at 10 to 12s. Okay. Whose bowl's this?
I think that's Sally's, Sally Harfield's.
It's the body shape on the Deutsch one's a bit
Yeah, but to be fair, that fish didn't go to the show. If it had, it would have spawned. She's ready to.
Down
isn't
in the
she?
bin.
Plump beside it.
I do. I just prefer Waggle ones, don't I?
Yeah, me too. I think Wygo is far better than the delights myself.
The Akamat Super for me. This is that the last one you've got?
That's the last one on this one.
Yeah,
We've got one more.
the Akamat Super for me, and then the first one that you had, if you want a second
Eric
place.
Gorman's.
I think I'm agreeing as well.
Now, excuse the other twos in the bowl, but this one's Lee's. That's a very nice example of one as well.
That's better. Whose is that fish?
That's
Lee's.
Lee Oliver's.
That's the winner.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Yeah.
So that Akamatsuba, then the first Akamatsuba we saw, and then the very first fish we saw was 1, 2, 3.
So going on my experience, we expect to see that at the show next year.
It's very hard to be able to see the qualities of that fish, though, isn't it?
You can only, it's like all shows, you can only judge what's in front of you. That's what.
It's unlucky.
what's
It's
there.
got a little bit of damage to its left hand side. To its, as it comes down here, look, watch. It's got a little damage, but
I can't see it on my
couple of scales there. Just
Yeah, I've seen that, mate, on the right.
just on the dorsal,
I can't see it on this. I'm doing this off a
which
mobile
might be the
phone.
reason why it's not allowed to be taken out.
See,
Lee's for me.
I couldn't place that Akka.
So what we're saying is we all prefer Wagoi Matsuba.
No,
Yeah.
Eric's fish come in second. That last Lee Oliver's fish is
That's a
definitely
different
fair.
one.
Oh, Tony's just sent one as a last minute, and that's the last one I'm going to take for this evening as well. So nobody bothered to try sending any more.
Remains the same. Lee Oliver's first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
that's too
Whoop, whoop.
Too light.
Too light.
It's a
Not
body,
a
isn't it?
bowl.
It's
More
it's
water's
body.
needed, Tony.
Bit
It's
fat.
the shape of the body.
And that,
that was pretty. That was savage and
in
straightforward.
fact,
wasn't it?
joking aside, we was actually talking about what type of fish. To Paul, would you like to pick a category for the koi appreciation next week?
God,
Becky.
the one you mentioned, but there wasn't that many. Well, the one I was going to pick would have been Kinshore type of things, sort of like shores with a metallic body, and there's a few of them.
Have we done shower yet?
We've done all
We did-
types of shower over a week.
We did
haven't
shore. I got a boat.
Yeah.
You didn't put my
Hikari
shore on
Moya.
I would took hours and hours and hours to put shores on for you. You didn't put
I
them on.
did put one.
Oh,
You
my
didn't. I was watching. Took particular
I know.
notice.
It's a piss
Nah.
take, any Paul, eh? All
Ah,
this fucking, mate, I tell you.
hours
Good
and
bit.
hours and hours.
We were on
I
last
spent.
week. You do know, don't you? If you were sat
Go
there for
back
hours
over.
waiting for it to watching it, you were watching somebody else's show.
Yeah,
We was
that
watching the
happens,
one from
that
the week
happens.
before, mate.
Yeah,
Go back over the
possibly.
shore.
Possibly.
Paul, go back.
Well,
Beckos, all types of Beckos.
you were talking about Becco, weren't you? But
Yeah.
let's do Becco. Not that I've got one, but
I've got one.
I
I've
can
got
see
one
it.
you can have, Paul.
what
I've got
happened?
one
to
you
that?
can
What
have, mate,
happened?
and then you can show that one.
No, seriously, Anthony. There's a Becco that you've got that came from Yoshino, and I cannot believe that you don't sell as many Yoshino shores that you've got. Seriously, your
That was
customer
so
base.
hard to sell, mate. Honestly,
It's-
Go Sankey is
Those
so
Sankey is struggling, man.
They
they're really
are
hard to sell.
stunning. They are really, really good fish in that bowl. And I'm every time I've been down here, the same fish, and I've gone, wow, that's a good fish, and it's still there. Your
Yeah.
customer base, you really, really need to educate your customer base. As to what
Mate,
fish
it's
it
the
is.
same.
need
Any
to be buying
Go
them
Sankey, mate. Any Go Sankey is so difficult. Rick will tell you, we done some the other day where, like the other week, where we put an auction on. You put a good Go Sankey on, no one's interested. Put an odd bod on, mate. People pile on. It is what it is.
Weird,
you know?
isn't it? I mean, I'm dead old fashioned and dead traditional, sort of Kahaku, Sankey, and Co. And,
But you're
and
actually
sure.
not. You're not, because when you look at the cycle of people in koi keeping, they go from like shiny fish, doits fish, start to understand fish a little bit more, right? And then they start to hit into Kahaku and Sankey and Showa, and then they don't like some of the cheaper ones, and they start to understand the qualities. That's why Go Sankey are always, in a way, sort of the more experienced hobbyist that understands how development works. Because when you get a young Showa that's so underdeveloped, they look. If you haven't got that foresight and the understanding of development, they don't look an amazing fish unless they're finished.
Yeah,
that's the problem you have.
Yeah, possibly. They're still good. They're still.
Oh
good.
yeah, they're very good. They're coming up to your show anyway.
That particular breeder, Yoshino, is sort of like really, really good. Really good.
Yeah, I'll be bringing Sakamaki and Yoshino to your show, mate.
Yeah, leave it up to me to sell them. Bloody hell.
I'm going to let him take some Aragoki stuff that's crap, and it will sell like hotcakes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you think is that what will happen? It's interesting to see what will go.
Right. So I took at the show. Sorry, Gaz, mate.
It's all right.
You can't leave.
At the show this year, Colin's got a banging Yoshino. It's his profile picture, Gaz. He bought the one that I wanted. Well, I bought for myself, but he ended up buying it himself. That Sankey is fucking mint. Yeah, I took the decision to take some Takatatsu Aragoki that I have, black and silver, Matsukawabaki bloodline with a Chiba. And you know something, I put it at the front of our stand, and the amount of people that flocked in, they got the most interest out of all of the fish. Right, and if you had a look at the vat behind it, they were smaller, better quality fish, right? Not as expensive, just did not get a sniff, mate. It's so bizarre, mate, trying to understand.
Those Takatatsu, mate, they were like Gimrin, Kumonryu, fucking crazy looking things.
Yes.
And they look mental. And if you're just looking at fish, and as I was saying earlier, people walk around the show looking at the Aragoki, Gimrin Ochibas.
Yep.
They're never going to place at the show because they don't even fit into fuck all, do they?
No, but people love them.
Wow, I love that. That's different. That's unusual.
And that was your point of doing what I'd done. You know, put them amongst some nice fish and sold a few.
The vat of fish that you had at the back of your pitch, Anthony, that's the kind of fish that I would like to see up at the north of England.
You will get a spread.
They're the
of,
ones you couldn't sell.
No, you'll get a spread of young towboy that are cheap as chips, and then you'll get a vat of better quality tozai.
But is it the price point that meant that they wouldn't sell, or is it the
the price point was like £125 cheaper at the show for show prices than what it was at the store.
If you put those fish at the front, so everybody going past would have seen those.
People would still not buy them, Paul.
You reckon?
The problem is, if you go around the show and you see 10 dealers all selling nice showers from shower breeders and whatever, and Go Sankey, and you walk around and you get a bit koi blind, and as you're someone that's not that into koi and understanding koi, and then you see a vat that's selling some Gimrin Krashigoi, Aragoki Ochibas, fucking Gimrin Kumonryu that are different, and your
eyes drawn to the different.
Yeah, I like them.
Absolutely,
they look nice. These are the only ones I've seen at the show. Never seen one like that before.
Bit like, I mean, I think the deeper you get into the hobby, the more picky you get at the fish.
Of course you do. That's the whole point of it, isn't it?
Yeah. But more picky. But I think it spoils it a little bit, because all of those beautiful koi that you really appreciate, that you look at, you will not entertain, because it just don't tick all the boxes, because you know so much.
Yeah.
But the enjoyment a little bit is spoiled in it, in my opinion. Right?
We've got to go with bling. We want loads of bling. Is that what you're saying?
Bling and some people are more interested in stuff like Aragokis, which for years gone by would have been a throw-out reject.
But we didn't have windows in ponds years ago. So
exactly. Yeah. You see how the whole hobby's progressed, changed, and developed, didn't it?
Yeah. Moving forward.
Anyway, gentlemen. Anyway,
just before you finish, thanks a million, guys, for letting me come in here and
My pleasure, mate. You're welcome
blatantly
anytime.
advertise my show. I am so grateful to you guys. Thanks
So
so much.
videos dropping tomorrow at 6 o'clock, Paul.
God, that'll be a nightmare. That'll be a nightmare. We'll see what that looks like. Have you edited it?
Yes.
Good. Cheers, guys. Thanks very much.
Thank you for
Paul.
joining us.
Take care, Paul. Thank you, pal.
Join us anytime, mate. I'll send you a link if you want to come on and keep spreading it, mate. The more we can get there, the more we can boost it up for you, the better.
Oh, you've opened the
Usual
floodgates.
thing, guys. If you've been enjoying this kind of content, do us a huge favor. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend. Until next time, keep smiling, guys. And we'll catch you all on the next one. Good night, all.
Don't go anywhere, Paul. Don't go anywhere. Stay there, Paul.
Stay there, Paul.
Stay there.
Just there.
Oh, we've got a secret chat.
This has been one hell of an experience. Have a look at that.
New change in the garden. Made a little seat area. Into the little bush. So you can sit inside. View the pond.